Welcome to Retroverse, Test Wave 2, finally. This is with the new test material that was released after the Kickstarter, so if you were a backer, you have it. If we're not a backer, I don't think anybody gets it quite yet. There are a handful of new races and classes in here that were not in Test Wave 1, so keep an eye out for them. There are maybe a handful of changes to the rules, but not a ton. We're trying to stay as close as we can to the material while also making sure that there isn't one person that can do like 18 attacks in one round or something, you know. So to start off, an establishing shot of what the world looks like. The city of Neo-Redami is a bustling cluster of glass skyscrapers and flying cars and sky bridges. The vertical farms of Ag District or Agro District provide a splash of green in the otherwise silver and dark city. Gridward's forest of cooling towers and smoke chimneys gives way to the massive 800-foot tall Soul Tree, a solar panel tower in the shape of a willow tree. Trade Center is dominated by the ancient rusty factories, nestled in between 300-foot tall or 300-floor tall chemtech buildings made of glass and mithril. Between the surface light rail trains and the subway is Undercity, the dark, grimy marketplace packed with market stalls made of crates and old signs and tarps of patchwork blankets and pavilions. Tourists walk the streets of Treasure Town enthralled by magic items and flashy performers, oblivious to both the muggers and monsters trailing them and the adventurers that they hired as protection. Apex Industries' hollow tetrahedron building stands iconic in the sky of Nanosector within the ring of the Devtron Particle Accelerator, with hundreds of other factories and stores and think tanks within. Graffitied steam stacks spew clouds of humidity into the streets, while pedestrians shout at a gang of light cycle bikers that just sped past. And amid this chaos, one building, no different than they all, comes to focus. Coffee and sandwich shops and convenience stores populate the first floor, and the elevator zips upward, passing more stores and apartments and offices, briefly passing a few floors of empty, half-renovated spaces, before dinging open to reveal a small office, a clean but out-of-date and maybe a little tacky couch, and a quietly working receptionist at a computer, and one person waiting for a job interview. Aya, what is Sammi doing right now?
Sammi is sitting on that couch and is just very awkwardly staring at the floor, at the ceiling, at anything that she can, and she'll check her phone every like 2 minutes to make sure that this is the right place and this is the right time, because she's not sure.
By like the second or third time that you're checking it, the woman who's sitting at the desk across from you, you're sort of like have this weird thing where like you're looking at her but you're not making eye contact. Oh my god, Scotty.
I'm sorry.
I was fine until you made Aya break character, and then I wasn't done. But the woman at the desk isn't really paying any attention to you. She looks like she's typing away. She's maybe in like her mid-30s, wearing a perfectly ironed and tailored white suit and a red tie. And by like the third time you check your phone, she's like, "I assure you, ma'am, you are in the right space. The others should be here shortly."
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. This is okay. I'm gonna shut up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Can I get you a coffee or a soda?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm a little too jumpy. I had too much coffee this morning.
Understandable.
Yeah. I did bring cookies. Do you want a cookie? I made a lot of different cookies. I didn't know what kind of people would be here, so I made one that's dairy free, and one without chocolate, and then one with chocolate because people like chocolate. So had to do that. There's one with peanut, and she'll go off.
She does get up and walk over, and she like sits on the arm of the couch, and she says, "I would love a cookie. I thank you."
And she'll open up the box that she has on her lap and give her a cookie. Whatever. There's like.
And she like takes it and goes back to her desk and gets like a little napkin, and then just sits there and waits. she was nice, but it's still a very awkward another like 15 minutes or so before the door opens again. Reese, what is Crypto up to?
So when Crypto walks in, he's gonna go up to the front desk and he's just gonna confirm that he has an appointment with the programmer for the warden, digital warden job title.
She says, yes, we're waiting for some of the other interviewees to come in, but you're welcome to have a seat. There's the couch there, and then she points off to the other side, and there's like a handful of other chairs that's like this really gaudy orange from like the 70s. And she says, feel free to get a seat anywhere. I can get you soda or tea or coffee if you'd like. Or
I'm all right, thank you though. And Crypto will go sit down about 2 or 3 seats on near the couch next to near Sammi, but just space.
Now that there are 2 of you here, do you want to describe what Crypto looks like, and then Aya can describe what Sammi looks like?
So Crypto is a 6'1" moon Winari, mostly black. He kind of fades towards the extremities with purple, and kind of swirls a little bit, but not much, not very noticeable. For this, he would dress up just a tad bit. He'd be wearing like a polo shirt because it is an interview. Very out of character for him normally. Normally he would dress in like a hoodie and a t-shirt or a sleeveless like muscle shirt or something like that. But he dressed up a little bit, jeans and sneakers though.
Okay. Does he have any weapons or armor with him?
At the moment, he does not. Well, he might have his plasteel shield on just in case, but other than that, no weapons.
Okay.
Just a question: does it like okay to be carrying out weapons around the city?
As long as you have the license for them, you are allowed to carry them throughout the city. I will assume that any of the only weapons that typically require a license are firearms, basically. And then like a handful of magic weapons. I would assume that if you guys started with a firearm, then you do have that license. That's included in your character package.
I'm just wondering. Sammi has no weapons. Yeah. Sammi is a 7 feet tall and 5 inches lady. She is a moth, so she has big antennas on her head and glowing blue and white eyes. She has huge wings that protrude from her back, but she like keeps them like compact so like they don't bump into anything. And she's wearing this cute little like sailor dress situation, and just looks extremely sunny. Lots of yellows everywhere. And she will turn to you and be like, would you like a cookie?
No, thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm all right.
Oh, okay. She'll just sit there and be just awkwardly like try to pretend that she's like talking to somebody on her phone texting, but she's just kind of looking at pictures of puppies or something.
So while you guys are sort of sitting there awkwardly, the receptionist is still continuing to work, sort of mostly ignoring you. Every now and then, though, you do see that she's checking. She actually has a cybernetic screen implanted in her wrist, so she seems to be checking something there every now and then. After another give or take 10-15 minutes of very awkward silence. At this point, you're really wishing that the elevator music had followed you into the office. And it did not. Lluis and
attention with a knife.
Lluis and Jesse, your characters arrive at the same time. How do they encounter each other?
I believe that as Lluis's character is reaching for the door handle, there's going to be another like red hand is going to reach out and just like grab her hand by accident, going for the doorknob at the same time. And as she goes to look up, she'll see this hobgoblin, brick red complexion, with a hair bun, black rimmed glasses, and a stylus of some sort stuck in his bun. A very functional but kind of bland black suit and a very skinny black tie, and a messenger bag. And he's gonna duck his eyes and look down and so sorry. and he'll gesture for her to go on first.
Thank you. Well, you will see when you look down, 1.60, which I don't know how much is in feet. Someone say.
1.6 meters?
You are 5'2" in feet.
That.
Might have done the math pre-stream.
Blue Aqua Rai. She's very blue. She has fins, fish eyes. She is pretty much like a fish woman, but without scales, like smooth fish woman. In a red Baywatch swimsuit and a really big phaser rifle in the back.
Remarkable.
So you guys walk into this pretty extremely bland office, which, like, you guys are pretty near the top of this building. You're aware that you're pretty close to the penthouse. Usually these places are like really fancy, and this place is sort of bland and forgettable, aside from the really ugly retro couches. The woman sitting at the desk is has that perfectly ironed white suit on, and you see when you guys approach, she says, "Oh, hello," and she's like checking her the screen on her wrist, and she says, "The professor will be with you shortly. We are waiting for everybody to arrive for the interview first." And Simon and Crypto, all of you, Simon, Crypto, and Daiyo, all at about the same moment when she stands up to shake your hands and say hello. She is packing heat.
Oh.
She has a shoulder strapped handgun on her. You wouldn't have noticed it if she hadn't just checked her watch, but yeah, it's there. And she sort of sits down and she's, "By all means, have a seat. I can get anybody a drink, coffee, soda, tea. I believe Miss Aura has cookies."
Yes, I do. I don't know what kind you like, but I have almost all of them.
I would try them all.
Well, that's just lovely. Thank you so much. Would you happen to have a snickerdoodle?
Yes, I do. And she'll like try to fish one out for you.
Oh, much obliged. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Are we supposed to be bringing our own weaponry to the interview? It didn't specify.
She says,
"This Ari."
"You're asking this to the receptionist?"
Mm-hmm.
She says, "It's up to you. If you don't have any, then some will be provided for you. It is a combat relative. You'll likely be facing some combat in this position, so that'll be part of the interview process. But some will be provided for you if you don't have any."
Oh no, I'm sure I can fend for myself. I was just curious if there's Thank you. And he'll go have a seat down, I guess, next to Sammi and her cookies.
So Sammi is basically just now finished going around to everybody and handing out cookies and very politely and enthusiastically asking everybody who declined if they are sure. And it's about that point, Scotty, that your PC, who is fashionably late, arrives. How does he approach?
Okay. What time was the meeting again?
10:30 in the morning.
Okay, at 10:31, the door swings open, and he says, "I have arrived." He's wearing these kind of shades. You see a skeleton man with a huge afro. He's wearing a nice three-piece suit, but it's a black and white themed, but the instead of a normal tie, it's a big black bow tie. And he's still wearing his basketball sneakers. that are bright red.
I love it.
I believe there was a position open.
Yes, there is. It's getting a little crowded. Give me one moment. And she like sort of goes off to the side, and she actually puts her hand to the wall, and the panel, because all of the all of the walls in here are that sort of like narrow white panels. It actually raises up, and you see what looks to be some sort of like stockroom or whatever. And she actually pulls out 2 more chairs and sort of puts them off to the side, and sort of walks back over to her desk.
Are those cookies I see?
Yes, they are. Would you like one?
I would, but I must warn you, I am a skeleton with high standards. And he takes a random cookie. Which cookie is it? I'll leave it up to you.
I would say it's a cookie with, like a sugar cookie with like jelly in it.
Okay. He takes it, and you just see him open his jaw, and as it goes into the jaw, it just disappears and seems to crumble into ash. And he says, "Oh no! This cookie meets all of my standards!" And he gets another. Oh, also, now that he's close enough, you notice he's glowing white skeleton. And Sammy's probably the only one that noticed because his hand got close enough. He seems to have, he's like sparkling, almost like a certain vampire that nobody likes.
Oh.
One question: how you start with to the Restless?
Say that again.
How you start with to the Restless? It's a common race.
You've heard of them. You
Oh,
might not be.
You've not heard of me. I am Barkley.
You have seen this fellow on TV probably. He is a relatively famous basketball player. But most of you have probably maybe known one in class or so throughout your lives. They're rare, but not unheard of.
As an action, he has his index finger like this, and a orange glowing basketball appears on it and starts spinning. And then he dismisses it as a bonus action.
Can you make sun magic too? I mean, never mind. Don't.
Everything I do is magic, darling. He grabs another cookie. And he goes over.
Just like my gun.
And as he goes over, after he grabs the cookie, he just goes over to the nice orange tacky seat, and he just lays on it sideways.
As I love you.
So after another bit of time, at this point you can see the receptionist is sort of like checking her wrist screen rather frequently. Morgan, your PC is intentionally late. How does he arrive?
So he nudges open the door with his foot. He's carrying one of those bad, really just poorly made to-go coffee cups in his hand. He's all, "Hello, y'all. Is this for the warden position? Yeah."
15 minutes late with a Starbucks.
The woman sort of stands up. Yes, it is indeed. If you guys will all have a seat, I'll be right with you. And she sort of like does pokes a couple of things on her wrist screen. What does Sekhmet look like, Morgan?
He is a steel-colored razor ray. He has a sapphire blue bomber jacket on with some like fur on the collar and around the bottom. He has a slightly dirty white shirt on underneath, torn jeans, and definitely not Converse high tops. His right arm is holographic and his left eye is fake. Like Ursat's robotic eye.
I love it, yes.
Very cyberpunk, I like it.
Yeah.
So you guys are aware, but for our audience, the job interview that they're here for is the position of digital warden. And the job listing for this had as its tagline, "Are you looking for an exciting career in adventuring? Are you familiar with the dangerous situations and hazards of corruption? Are you willing to put yourself at risk to protect your loved ones and the other citizens from horrors of Beyond the Rift? We've got the job for you." You guys have all at this point had at least one phone interview with the individual called the programmer. But this is the first of your recruitment tests done in person. And as you all arrive, the receptionist sort of reaches down into a drawer on the desk and pulls out a headset and sort of puts it in and touches it. Professor, they've all arrived. You just hear, good, actually over the headset. She sort of like winces and pulls back. And you can all hear this all over the headset. Because one was a bit late, yeah? No matter. Send them in. Let's get started. And she stands and walks around the desk to a different part of the wall and taps a blank space, revealing a keypad, and types in a code. And the panel of the wall slides up and reveals a messy office. There's posters taped to the wall of the elemental table, maps, sketches of machines and monsters. All along the walls, there are desks and tables that are just crowded with towers of papers and books and rolled up blueprints. And you hear from behind the desk across the room, ow! And sort of like leaning up over the desk and sort of rubbing his head is an old human man with dark brown skin and just a big poof of curly white hair, wearing a lab coat and untied shoelace and shoes that have the laces untied. And he sees you. Yes, you guys are here for the interview, yes?
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. I'm so glad you guys could make it. Fantastic. Let's see.
Would you like one?
Yes. And he takes one, and as he's trying to talk, he's also pointing, and he's looking at Simon. He's like, "You're
Simon, pleasure to
Ruby.
meet you.
Could you get these fine folks some name tags?" And you see the woman that was standing behind him just had her hands behind her back, just resting. She says, "Certainly, Professor," and turns around. And he's okay, so let's get started. Give me a second. He like leans over the desk to grab a tablet on the other side, but in the process just shoves more papers and everything off the table. Gets it. Okay, here we are. And he taps on the tablet, and another door panel from this room opens up, revealing an empty room made entirely of white tile hexagons. He strides in, invites you all in before tapping the tablet again.
Simon's going to be looking around intently as he crosses the threshold.
You walk in, and when you do, he says, "Welcome, friends, to the danger room," and sort of does this motion on the tablet, and all around you, there's this sort of shimmer of light, and there are suddenly crawling up from under the plates these creatures that look almost like a flea, but like the size of a cat, and sort of like scuttle up, and you can tell upon looking at them, these are hollow creatures. You're guessing that the room you're in is a simulation room. It's one of those things where the things in here do hurt, but they're typically non-lethal. But this is a room that can do pretty much anything your imagination can ask it to.
So you want us to fight fleas, I say as I put my hands out like this and cast Minor Illusion and make a little one just like hologram display rotating.
He says, yes, but these are corrupted fleas. Have you got name tags yet? And you see the woman's coming back, and she's already got like name tags written out, and she has...
Don't worry, I got it. Cast Disguise Self. I look exactly the same, but I have a name tag.
Perfect.
She sort of looks at you, crumples the one up, and puts it in her pocket, and then starts handing them out to everybody else.
It's of course...
Your name's your name's correct on the first try.
It's of course way over the top, and it's like a little miniature neon sign, like an arrow, like bzz, bzz,
just slashing.
Bzz.
How very Genie from Aladdin of him.
The signs, the ones that she hands you are just basic stickers. You get the feeling at least in this office, they're of the, if it's not broke, don't really mess with it. And the professor is rather elderly, so he's allowed to be a little out of fashion. you are aware, though, the contents of the office are still a little retro, even for somebody his age. He sort of stands back and he's like, "Oh, weapons. Let's see." And he sort of does something on his tablet and he holds it out to, I believe it was Crypto that asked if you guys were supposed to bring weapons.
It was Simon.
Simon, sorry. And he passes the tablet to you and says, I'm not certain what weapons you guys have, but if you just type in your preference there, it will be made right on the floor next to you.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
So any of you that did not, would not have brought your weapons or armor with you, you can create a holographic mimicry of that for the time being.
Okay.
Okay. He is going to pick the chain whip from his list, and also a Jian style Chinese longsword.
Okay.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy.
It's a sword you maybe not have heard about. You know, it's not it's not a mainstream sword. Sorry, I'm gonna do that to Simon for a while.
It's okay.
I apologize ahead of time. It sounds like my guest just came in, so if you hear my dog being an asshole, that's why. And as soon as you guys are all kitted out, the programmer looks around. He says, "Well, first test. Do what you guys do best." And he steps back through the door. And the door closes behind him.
You don't need to worry. Leave this to me.
These four flea-like creatures just sort of turn and look to you. And they're big cat-sized bugs with white flea legs and humanoid-looking skulls that just sort of turn to you and snarl. Initiative, please.
Hooray!
Oh, crap. Sorry, drop on my phone.
Oh, okay.
8.
9.
14.
21.
19.
I posted in the chat, but I'll go ahead and say it. 12.
Okay. Sweet. Let me roll for them. I don't think their dex is that great. Not when they rolled a 3. No, it's not. Sammi, you are up first. There are 4 of these things in the room. What do you want to do?
I don't think I wrote it down. I need an action to transform?
Bonus.
We'll say for right now, we'll just assume it's a bonus action.
Okay. She is going to try and be inconspicuous and like hide behind, like if they're paying attention to that, she's gonna walk backwards and gonna try to transform.
Ah, my eye sockets! It's blinding.
I bet you shine like a disco ball in the light of all of that transformation, don't you, there, Barkley?
I always shine.
You're the most shiny.
I actually am a shiny Restless. Yes.
So if you do look, she has a little like palm-sized mirror that looks like a sun, and when she says the magic words, which I need to look up because I don't remember the top of my head.
Unleash the power of the sun?
Oh, it was
By the bane of purple stuff?
okay.
Love it. Bane of purple stuff.
Well, fuck. I don't know where it went. But it sort of goes like it's by the light of the sun I will light by the power of the sun I will light the way. And she will flip the mirror around and a sunshine basically will appear, and she transforms into her sunshine glory of orange and yellow dress and a giant yellow bow on her head, and she's super cute. And then she'll take out her weapon, which is a giant like staff with a sun at the end of it, and she's gonna do a how many are there?
There are 4 of them.
Okay. Mm,
How close are they to each other?
Probably about 10 feet from each other all around you.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. How big is this room? Can we just assume that the danger room from X-Men big? It's like a dome.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. We'll say that right now it's 30 feet. None of you have necessarily seen these, have been in these rooms, but you've all heard of them. You're aware that they sort of have whether it's through magic or technology, they have the sort of ability to bend space and be as big as they need to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that makes my life easier, and it's cool.
She's just gonna go for a she's gonna go for her mirror burst attack, and she's gonna reflect some sun off of her staff, and gonna try to hit one of the buggers.
Okay.
Cause she ain't afraid of the bugs. 14.
That's a hit.
Yay! That's 10 HP.
10 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you squish one of them.
Yeah. And she just goes, oh, okay.
You hit it with a sunblast, was it?
It's a mirror burst, so basically it's her, like, the reflection of her combat of her mirror.
Okay. So there's this like blast of light, and all of the rest of you, if you had been staring at it, it probably would have hurt your eyes, but all of you were a little focused on other things. There's just this immediate flash of light, and then Sammi runs up and there's another flash of light, and suddenly there's and this bug, sorry, I freaked my dog out, sort of curls up on its back, the legs curling in, and as it does, it sort of like glitches out of existence.
Good thing I do not have retina. That was bright.
Bark, you are up.
Okay. So how many of them do you?
The lamp.
How many of them do you think I could fit in a 15-foot cone? Could I fit all 3 that are left?
2. Probably 2.
Okay. Just run on up there. Use my bonus action to conjure up a shredder, which is a shotgun, and 2 of them need to make dex saves.
Cool. What's their dex? Cool, not great. Okay, so that's a 0 and an 18.
Okay. He comes up, and as he summons it as a bonus action, you hear like a and he goes, groovy, and he fires. So both of them will take some damage then. That's how the shredder works. They take... Oh, do I add my dex bonus to the shredder, or is it just straight damage?
Whatever it is in the book, I think it's just straight damage.
Okay, then they will take 8 piercing damage each.
Cool. You killed both of them.
Okay, as a reaction, I cast Death Throes. And when a creature dies within 15 feet of me, I can choose another creature to take 2d10 necrotic damage, and I choose myself. Actually, no wait, I picked the last one. I'll go with the last one.
Okay.
Let me double check, because test wave.
Mm-hmm.
I make a ranged spell attack. I thought so. I was about to say, that was a little too easy. Alright. Ranged spell attack. Here's my modifier. Okay! Oh, 22, I'm pretty sure hits.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 necrotic.
Yeah. You immediately squish that one, and there's a moment where all of the bugs have now curled up and dissipated into that glitching interface of the danger room, and there's silence for a moment, and then the door sort of creaks open. You actually see the professor's head upside down. Looks like he's sort of doing this thing, watching you guys, and he says, "Oh, well, now that you wet your teeth on those, let's see what else you've got. Let's see what you do with this." And he presses another button, and nothing happens for a second. And then directly in front of Crypto, the air ripples, and you see a hand, charred and blackened, pierce through the fabric of reality and tear, pulling it itself into the room with you. The creature is that of a humanoid woman wearing a humanoid woman naked, but her skin is starched, bleached white, except for clusters of plates or burn scars on its arms, ribs, shoulders, and chest. From her spine and shoulders and throat emerge these bone spikes, but worst of all is her face. The bone spikes frame her face, her entire head, but where her face would be is a black vacuous void that swirls with corrupted data and energy.
Oh
Crypto,
boy.
it's your turn.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you not? He's gonna reach into his pocket and he's like, okay. Pulls out his Cyclops sunglasses to help him focus, and he just kind of blasts his green laser beam at this woman.
Sweet.
So he's gonna
go for it.
So it's range attack. So that would be just 12.
Okay, a 12 misses. She actually raises her arm, and those plates sort of like move into one solid piece of black, just black hardened plate, and she deflects it easily and snarls at you. But there's no mouth. You just hear this sucking, growling sound.
Uh-oh. And he kind of like scoots back just a little bit, kind of ready stance.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Sekhmet, you are up.
All right. So what he's going to do is he is going to go ahead and take a sip from his coffee.
Did you seriously show up to an interview 10 minutes late with Starbucks?
Yeah.
I love it.
He's going to, a holographic pistol is going to appear in his right arm. And he's going to go ahead and fire a shot at it. And the shot's going to be blue because he's making it cold.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess that missed. That's going to be an 8 to hit.
Yes, that is a miss, unfortunately.
Damn it. And yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. Daiyo, you are up.
I will calmly grab my gun as I look at all these magic people around me and say, I cast bullet and shoot.
Okay.
Nice.
I cast bang.
Okay, it's a natural one, so it's a 6.
Okay, yeah. You sort of you shoot, and you were expecting it to sort of duck out of the way because it was kind of, you were a little slow on the shot, but its head actually looks directly onto you and takes a shot in the face, and you watch as the bullet just disintegrates inside that face.
Oh.
Is that your turn?
Well, I will use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Cool. Simon, you are up.
People here, big break.
Oh dear. Well, this isn't what I was expecting at all. He's going to reach up one hand and touch the side of his temple, and anybody that happened to be looking at him would see like the flash of code. Excuse me.
That's right, Simon. Finish the job.
From both ends, yes. So Scotty, I sent links to the chat of these two creatures that we're fighting. I don't know if you feel so inclined to throw them up on the
Right then. As I was saying. So he'll take his fingers and touch the side of his temple, and you'll see code fall going down his glasses. And he is looking to assess the hit point value of our new portal-faced lady friend here.
Okay. You are thinking she probably has about 85 hit points.
Yikes. Well, all right.
She's a tough gal.
So
that's an action, and
no, that's a bonus action.
That's 85 hit points she won't need.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I just want to kind of stay the hell away from her. So he's just going to raise up a palm, and he is going to make a kind of a quick gesture, like almost like fingers typing on a keyboard. And the space around his palm is going to kind of distort, and you'll see like pixelation and degradation happen, and then it's going to resolve into like a sort of a Coruscant kind of green blast, and it's going to fire at her.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, so does a dirty 20 hit?
It sure does.
Yay! Too bad I can't use after image for that. Okay, and that's going to be 6 force damage.
Okay.
For those at home watching, I just put up this crazy lady up on the screen. So there you go.
She's awesome. I love her.
I'm sure you hope you're gonna censor those.
I forgot that part.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine how I felt face to face with that.
Put some concerned Daios over the boobies.
I mean, you're all at like boob level.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So it's her turn. And let's see, who all is in melee? I already backed up, right?
I'm probably not close enough for this because I was thrown from range, but I don't know
I
where.
was fighting the bug, so I don't know how close she was to that.
She should have in front of.
That's fine. You can hit me. I'm a big girl. I can take it.
I think she should have in front of Crypto.
Yeah, I only backed up like 10 feet kind of thing. Just
yeah, she is gonna she's gonna go take a couple of swings at Crypto.
Did she move?
She did.
I shoot her.
Is that from your reaction thing from the threat? Yeah, go for it.
Quick draw. It's
quick draw. Yep.
So it's 15.
That hits.
Cool. Uh, 13 damage.
Ouch.
Piercing.
Okay.
I know, radiant. Sorry.
Okay. And she sort of turns around, and there's that like sort of empty snarling. And as she turns and looks to you, you see legs crawl out of the face, and more of the bugs, the flea-like things, crawl out of her face and down her chest and towards you. This one, however, is a little bigger and is smaller than a cat and more like German Shepherd size. It's going to use its movement to try and get to Daiyo.
I will shoot it.
But it is slow as shit, so it'll do that next round.
So,
so
it has small legs instead of tiny legs, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wink, wink. Okay.
And the Medusa, which is what I'm calling it because you didn't give me a way to pronounce this shit. It's going to take 2 swings. She sort of snaps out her wrist, and one of those bone shards seems to just emerge from where her wrist is. And she's going to take 2 short sword attacks at Crypto. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I'm wearing my armor right now, so yeah.
I did say that he let you basically use the hologram parts of the room to summon all of your gear, so you can.
Oh, I thought it was just weapons. Okay, it's still a hit.
Okay. So that's a hit, and then that's even better with a 24. Thankfully, her damage isn't that bad, or isn't amazing. Ouchie. That's 12 points of damage.
Ouchie.
And it is back up to Sammi.
So Sammi this time is going to do a Star Swift attack on her.
Go for it.
I don't know how this character works yet, so bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
We need a bear in the party for bear puns.
I assume a 7 doesn't hit.
It does not, unfortunately.
No. Okay. Then don't even worry about it.
Okay. Do you have a bonus section or anything?
No, but she will try to taunt it. Be like, hey!
Okay. That's not like an actual class ability though, right?
No.
Okay.
She's just making gestures at it. Like, don't pick on my friends.
Okay. So that's your turn. Bark, what are you doing?
Sorry, I got like 20 windows running. Give me a sec.
I totally understand that.
Let's see. Well, let's see. How many of those things did she summon out of her face mouth thing?
Just one.
Okay.
But it is bigger than the last one.
Okay, and there's quite a few people within close combat with her in it, right?
Yes. The thing is starting to head toward Daiyo at about. It's probably like 20 feet away from her. So.
Okay. I guess seeing the spider thing go at someone who's using a gun, I guess I'll turn the shredder around towards it. Make sure it's the only thing in the 15-foot cone that is an enemy. And I don't want to hit friendlies, of course.
Yeah.
And it will need a dex save.
Sure. It's great at those. Oh, actually, it's pretty decent at those. Shit.
Yay.
No, not when it rolls that way. That's an 8.
Yay. It takes 1 piercing damage.
Okay.
I would like to use that reaction to fudge reality.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Remind me how that one works now.
So the way
think that's one we
initiated
changed.
that, we're gonna actually, let's see. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to be rolling a d4 to add to your attack or to your damage roll. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I can't do that. It's for attacks, ability checks, or saving throws, not damage rolls. So, never mind.
Okay.
Trying to help, but sorry.
Sorry.
A for effort. It's fine.
You tried.
And then as a bonus action, his shredder will turn into a maul. And he says, "It's time to slam now."
Yes.
And that's his turn.
Okay. This flea-like bug sort of turns around you. It looks between Daiyo, who's still 20 feet away, and you, who are relatively closer. It's not that bright. It's going after the thing that just heard it. It's going to try and attack you.
You saw if Barkley had eyebrows, he'd be going like...
Somehow he does it, but we don't know how.
Somehow he just reactions a minor illusion of glowing eyebrows.
Excellent.
Like the brow bone just like crackles upwards.
That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 4 damage. And I need you to roll me a d20.
Nice.
Oh, these actually are corrupted. Cool. 2.
Yeah, you have one point. So for those who are unaware, corruption is a thing in Retroverse. After you get 3 points, or three fails, you have a layer of corruption. So you have 1 point.
Since we don't have the Retroverse character sheets yet, I'm just gonna put that with inspiration to not get corrupted.
Perfect. Love it.
Just reminding myself.
That's its turn. Crypto, you are up.
I got hit by the lady last turn. Do
Yeah,
I have
you
to
did.
do I need to do the corruption rolls as well?
Oh, turds. Yes, you do.
Okay, just making sure. 1 roll or 2 rolls?
She hit you twice. Yeah, 2.
Gotcha. Ooh, okay. One's a 12 and one's a 7. Okay.
Okay, so you failed one of those.
Let me go back real quick. Okay, that's not till level 4 to become resistant.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Okay, my turn.
It is, yeah.
So he's Crypto's holding himself like, oh, that hurt. And he's gonna pull out his De-Fragger icon, which in this case is just a like old school LEDs, like 0 on a chain.
Nice.
And he's just gonna kind of hold it out, speak the words SFC/purge cache. And every corrupted creature within 30 feet needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no! Oh wait, no, I'm not corrupted yet. Never mind.
Don't worry about it.
You're gonna hear a loud snap as Simon's head whips around to look at you as you say that.
Like the stock whip sound effect, just like a whoosh as your neck just turns around.
No, more like the "I just murdered somebody" kind of snap neck sound.
So the Medusa got a 14, and the bug got a 1.
Ooh.
Not a nat 1, a total of 1.
Yikes. Okay.
My spelled save was 12, so
Okay, so the bug failed.
okay. Just to make sure, uses 1d6 hit points and becomes more unstable. Is it make a wisdom save? I don't think it's half as much. I think it's just
I think if it passes,
if it fails, it just loses. Okay, so if they pass, they get nothing.
Okay.
They're fine. Okay, and it's just a bug.
Yep.
Wow. I don't add anything to that, so 5.
Okay, it's not looking great. That's your turn.
Yeah, he's gonna stand his ground.
Sekhmet, you are up.
All right, so he's gonna take a look between the spider and the portal face lady. He's gonna point his gun at her and say "bang," and casting a Wilhelm scream on her. She needs to make a wisdom save.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Oh, that's a 16.
Yeah, that beats it. So she takes half damage. That is half of 3.
Okay, so 1.
And yeah, that's his turn.
Okay. Daiyo, you are up. There was a bug heading toward you. It looks like it's a little preoccupied with bark and also feeling a little bit of a pain from the corruption aura.
Okay, so
Or
I
anti-corruption aura.
will look at Bark because it basically tried to save me, and I will be like, "Thank you very much. You're Barkley, right? I'm your biggest fan." And as I said that, I will shoot at the woman again. So it's a 20. to hit.
That's a hit, yeah.
And I will use my bonus action to add the elemental ray skill.
Okay. And remember to add your damage from Hex too.
Yeah. It's from Hunter's Mark.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So... $18 damage.
Ouch.
So
okay.
it's actually 3 gold, and the rest it's radiant.
Sweet. Okay. Simon, you're up. We can't hear you, buddy. He might be away from keyboard right now.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so the Medusa is still up?
She is, yeah. She's taken a fair amount of damage now, though. And you can actually see she's bleeding.
Mhm.
And the blood at first looks black, but then as she moves, it sort of like shifts color, and not like changing in the light, like actually shifts color from black to green to like bright pink and then back to black.
Okay, does my scanner update in real time, or do I have to spend another hack point to get her updated HP?
You'd have to spend another hack point for it.
Okay. Then he's not going to bother. He will, however, decide to switch gears and move into with 10 feet of Medusa. And
Okay.
as he walks forward, he's going to start gaining some momentum with his chain, rolling it around his elbows and things. And he is going to catch her once, hopefully, with the chain.
Okay, go for it.
And that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then he's going to use his after image, and you'll see like a kind of a green tinged echo of that whip swing around and whap her in the side of the head again.
I think you still have to roll for after image.
Is that right? Okay. Well, it was a better roll in the first place, so it was 19 to hit.
Sweet.
And that's going to be, wow. Okay, so 7 and 13.
Nice. Ouch.
And,
She's not looking too hot.
Yep, and that's going to be him for now.
Okay. It's her turn. She's really not feeling any of that.
I don't know. It looks like she's feeling it to me. Who am I talking to?
So Simon, Crypto, I believe, hit her with. She just hit you with melee, and you didn't move out of range. So all of the ones who are in melee, I believe, are just Crypto and Simon right now. Correct?
If
so.
melee is defined as within 10 feet, then yes. Otherwise,
yeah. So I don't know the range of all your other stuff. Everybody within a 30-foot line, directly pointing at where Simon is. It depends on if you would think.
I didn't move.
Hi.
I'm
good. How are you? Continue.
I'm pretty sure Barkley went up to wherever the bug was at last. So if that puts him within range of that 30-foot line, then he's within that range. But this is what happens when you have family over. Oh well. For those of you that haven't noticed, down at the bottom of our overlay, we got the crazy lady, put a nice little sensor bar on her, and we got the bug that we squashed.
Ooh, squishy.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, she sounds
Don't show her the lady.
For those wondering, I had my house guest just came to say hello. He's happy. He just wants to say hi. It was the Medusa's turn.
What does she actually do with that line?
She's just looking directly at you. I would say it's up to you guys because it's theater of the mind. If anybody would have been behind Simon or not.
Would the bug have been in line? Because I was in melee with the bug. I would think he would, if that was the case, then Barkley would be. But if not, it's whatever.
I'm going to say no because she turned to look at Simon.
Okay.
So everybody in that 30-foot line, if they start their turn within 30 feet, she can use the Medusa can use its reaction to look at them, forcing them to make a DC 14 intelligence save to avoid looking at its face. So I need an intelligence save from Simon.
Okay. Nice.
Hey, Pretzels, do you want some?
All right, it's a 15.
Sweet, that is a pass. You sort of like instinctively go to look and then realize like, oh no, that's a bad idea. That compulsion's not mine. I'm not going to do that. And you resist that effect. However,
he's really used to dropping his gaze anyway, like just personality wise. So he's like, I don't want to look people in the face.
Oh no!
My
son.
And she is going to use her action then. To take a swing at you and then go towards Crypto and make one at him as well. That is that's a dirty 20 to hit Simon.
That for sure hits.
And 13 to hit Crypto.
Okay, that misses.
Sweet. For a big ol' 4 damage to Simon. And she's going to roll to see if she gets her portal face back. She does not.
Ow.
That's her turn. Sammi, you are up.
Okay. Sammi is going to she's gonna step inside in front of Simon because she's worried about him, and she's going to do an
Why is he barking?
Sorry.
It's just
I'm just gonna do a firebolt at it.
Go for it.
Where it went?
I'm talking to people.
Oh, I was gonna wave. I thought she was gonna pop up. Hello. Hello.
So you were firebolting the Medusa, right, Aya?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a 15.
That's a hit.
Yay! That's 2 damage.
Nailed it. Nice.
Fire damage, if that does anything else.
Nice shot. It was twice as good as mine.
They're your friends.
Bark, you are up.
Yo, she-witch! He says to the portal face. And then he
Bad word.
mechanically, he's just gonna move and attack, but thematically, he's gonna be holding the end of his, it looks like a baseball bat made of hard light with a weighted end on it. It's a maul. And he, will, like, shot put spin with it, and then, like, throw himself towards her. But this is just move and attack.
Amazing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It'll just look really goofy. So. Woo! Dirty 20, I'm pretty sure hits.
That sure does, yeah.
Okay. For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Ouchie. She's not looking great. That's Bark's turn. You guys can't see it. The dog just started going turbo because she sat on the floor with him. The bug's turn. It is going to turn around and try and take a bite out of.
What are you doing? Playing game?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a bee game? A game?
Yeah, it's a game.
Thank you.
You can sit here. That is probably a miss. That's a 13 to hit Daiyo.
No, it hits me.
Oh, okay. Ouch. That is 7 damage to Daiyo.
Okay.
See, I can do it.
Do I roll for corruption?
Yeah, go for it.
16.
That is a pass. Simon, you were, or no, why am I? It was a bug's term. Crypto, you were up.
So Crypto's getting kind of like, all right, I'm had enough of this. So as a bonus action, he's gonna summon his 4 arms, his two extra arms. So you can kind of see, like, with his glasses on, you can see like the green glow kind of crawl down and just pop up over his shoulders as these energy arms just appear.
Nice.
And he's gonna grab the 4 short swords that he created towards the beginning. He's gonna grab 4 short swords and he's gonna kind of do a big jump attack, kind of at the lady. So, is that an attack to each one has to roll individually?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. So with his real hands, let's see, that's not that great, but so it's a 9 to 1 and 11 to the other. So those probably don't hit. And those are even worse. It's not on this game.
For simplicity's sake, the Medusa's AC is 15.
Yeah, that's only a 4 and a 5, so he misses.
And that's all 4 attacks?
Yeah.
Bonus action to do anything or no?
No, it was a bonus action to summon the arms. So
I don't know why he did that.
yeah, bonus action to summon the arms. So that's his turn.
He's a Winari. He gets excited.
At least he's not a laser pop. Man, you could never patch the walls.
Oh,
I wasn't sure.
no,
The,
don't me.
a lot of the De-Fragger spells are bonus actions, so I forgot that it takes the bonus action to summon the arms.
Yeah.
So that's Crypto's turn. Sekhmet, you were up.
All right, so he's gonna take another sip from his coffee, put it down, flick out his wrist, and his bolter is gonna turn into a phaser rifle. And still
Nice.
cold.
Okay.
He's going to go ahead and take a shot at the portal face.
Go for it.
All right, a little bit better. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
That's a hit, yeah.
All right, fine. Where's my three?
Whoa.
That's 2 damage. A whole 2 damage. And yeah, that's going to be his turn.
Okay, our little bits bar, somebody just donated a lot of bits. Thank you, Katie, for donating 1,000 bits. What all do we get? Because that's the bar's filled once. It's not.
So is that for everybody? I don't remember how you did it in yours.
It's up to you. You're the universe. You're the grid master.
We will say for today, everybody gets 1 D10 inspiration dice, and you can use an inspiration dice on any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Is this you trying to give me back my money that you stole from me at the one club?
Hey, that was 1,000 years ago.
I'm so
It was
salty about
1,000
it.
years ago.
Different character, but I'm so salty about it. Don't know why, just feel like it.
I think that made up for
Who's
it.
that?
Oh, she says yes. She says yes.
This is Bandit.
That's Bandit.
He was begging for attention.
Oh.
Oh.
That is adorable.
She's okay, buddy.
So that was Sekhmet's turn, yeah? Or no?
Yeah.
And Daiyo, you were up.
Okay. Well, I will shoot her again.
Go for it.
I will use my bonus action to add my bonus to gunslinger bonus to the attack.
Okay.
So it's a 20.
Nice.
Is it dirty or a regular 20?
Dirty. 9 radiant damage.
Nice. Okay. She is not looking great. All right. Is that your turn, Daiyo? Is that your turn, Daiyo?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all of them. Simon, you are up.
Oh, okay. So she's looking really hurt right now. How's the other bug
Yes,
looking?
she is. Also pretty messed up.
Alrighty then. Well, I think it's about time we finish this. He's going to go ahead and whip that chain at Medusa one more time. And that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit. He's going to go ahead and use his after image. And that's going to be a 21 to hit. And he's going to go ahead and burn a code point for a higher contrast and hit it one more time. And that is going to be a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
All right. Let's roll that. All right. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. That's 16 damage all day.
Sweet.
And he's going to retreat back out of melee range with her when he's done swinging.
All right. How would you like to kill the Medusa?
Woo!
That last high definition after image, or the high contrast. So what you'll see is you're going to see him basically, he's going to whip the chain around his arm and catch it off of his elbow. And as he lets it slip, it's going to start, basically the chain is going to punch right through the head. And then as the after image rolls in behind it and the high contrast rolls in behind that, with the final shot, you're going to hear like a really bad digital distortion, like somebody's network connection dropped in the middle of talking. And you'll see just kind of like this pixelated degradation of the middle of her face. And then the hologram will dissolve around it.
Nice. So as you the chain sort of like disappears into this vacuous void of her face, she sort of like snarls and clutches up at it, and as her hands touch the chain, it's the after image chain, so it's not really there. So her hands go through it and she sort of curls in just like the bugs did, and the spines sort of curl into where she just vanished, is curling into herself.
You wanna try? Wanna play that game?
1 sec, sweetheart.
They're satisfying.
And she is no longer in the room with you guys.
Yay.
There is a moment of silence, and you guys all look around and you see that the bug that she had summoned has now sort of like, as soon as she was gone, it sort of just went and face planted onto the floor and starts to dissolve away.
I lower my hand for Simon to high five.
You're going to see a momentarily confused look, and then understanding is going to dawn, and he'll give you kind of an awkward sort of like half,
Yay!
not entirely enthusiastic, but definitely a happy high five.
That was awesome. That was so cool. You guys are so cool.
Did you get the job?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get paid for this.
Sekhmet's just gonna drop his rifle and pick his coffee back up.
Okay.
I'll slowly reload, just in case.
Okay.
I'll wind up the
Once-
chain and just tuck it up and put it down.
As you guys are sort of like looking around, being like, "Okay, was that it?" The door sort of makes that whoosh sound again, and you see the professor sort of like leaning over, looking at you guys underneath the door. You did it! Good job! I was watching. That was incredible. Tell me all about it. I need to know. What was that ability you did? I saw your glasses do that green thing. He's looking at you, Simon. He's like, I don't know what you did, but it looked really cool. Thanks, sweetheart. And we're gonna say maybe take a 10-15 minute break there so I can say hi to my house guests.
Yeah. We'll do that. So we'll be right back. Sit tight, everybody, and I will. Yes. Let me switch to it. I'm totally professional here. Give me just.
Hi, everybody. So last we left off, you guys had just defeated the Medusa, and the professor had come into the room. He's sort of looking around. He's like, "That was incredible."
I try.
And he says, he's like, I would love to move on to test 2, but I understand if you guys want to take like a coffee break or something. Looking around to the handful of you that are relatively injured.
Yes. No, I do believe a short rest might be in order.
Yeah, you can take that if you want.
Well, if you need one, sure.
Sekhmet's just gonna point over to Bark. Like, yep.
Yes.
How do you tell how he's hurt? Can you tell that he's hurt?
I actually got pretty good hit points, so you probably barely notice it, if at all. I was only hit once. I think someone else got hit more than I did, right?
Yeah, I think it was Simon.
Yeah.
I thought Crypto was taking the most hits for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that much.
Yeah, Crypto took a fair amount.
I mean,
He got the full brunt of that first attack.
I will share the rest of the cookies with the team.
Okay.
Crypto, where can I get a pair of those shades? That was pretty awesome arms. I could use an extra pair.
Well, thank you. You said your name was Sammy?
Yes, my name is Sammy.
It's a pleasure. I'm sorry.
Nice to meet you, Simon.
His vision is kind of like darting everywhere. He won't meet your eyes or hold your gaze for very long, and he's kind of just flicking everywhere. It's not apparent if he's actually looking at something or if that's just what his face does.
And she'll be like, she won't mention it, but she'll just be very smiley and try to make him comfortable, even though it probably makes him more uncomfortable.
Well, no. After a moment, he does just step away and lower his gaze again.
Oh.
It's all right. He's probably nervous seeing me for the first time in person.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Who am I?
I'm afraid I don't recognize who you are.
I'm Barkley. Points at the little neon thing that's still on his shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't recognize your name. Should I?
He just grabs the remote in the lobby and turns on the TV to the sports channel.
Oh, sports ball.
Sports ball.
I know what a ball is.
Sports ball. That's the sport now. It's just every sport combined. It's sports
No,
ball.
he just doesn't know from sports. He just.
Neither does Sammy.
Oh, he hits a home run and it's a slam dunk touchdown.
Oh.
So how many strikes have you scored?
It's amazing.
Well, I am pretty great.
That's very impressive.
Does someone...
Here, if you are uninformed, and he goes to hand you a book.
Oh no, thank you.
It has his face on it, and it's like somehow he's winking, and there's a thumbs up.
You can see he's just really kind of like not about receiving things from people.
Okay. Sammy will take the book.
Okay. It is autographed, And the book says... Oh, it's titled The Rise and the Dunk, an autobiography about a pretty cool dude.
Sekhmet looks from the coffee in one hand to the cookie in the other and goes, I don't have enough hands. Sorry.
Oh.
Mr. Lee, could you sign me my rifle?
Sure. He always has a pen ready. Just
Thank you.
Simon's gonna wander over to Crypto.
no, he pulls it out of his afro. That's right. Like where it should go, like where his ear, behind his ear, but he just like whoop, right out of his afro.
That's where he puts his bone cologne.
Nice.
That's my inventory. I just pull that stuff out of my afro.
Bag of holding.
So,
His hair is a bag of holding. That's why it's full. It's so big. It's full of holding.
Okay, he goes to sign the rifle.
I mean, I'm Daiyo, so like for Daiyo with love or something.
He writes Dyeyo.
oh.
Because he doesn't know how to spell your name.
Still
They
counts.
have name tags.
Yeah.
That's not to
That's
look
even
at
more
the name tag.
Oh man.
Hello again.
Okay.
He lets
I
you.
will-
He lets you keep the pen, and it's like a Barkley branded pen.
Amazing. I love him.
All right. So yeah, Simon will wander over to Crypto and Sekhmet and introduce himself.
Yeah.
Crypto, he'll like your glasses
Thank you.
and your arms.
Thank you.
And Sekhmet, nice guns.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Making
I
my-
love your jacket. It's so cool. Where'd you get it?
That's a trade secret. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. I just wanted to know. It's not really like I would. I could probably find something similar to it. This is fine.
And then lastly to Daiyo, he'd be like, you know, it's a pleasure. I've never met an Aqua, but don't you get cold in that swimsuit?
No, actually, I'm pretty comfortable and well accustomed to this temperature.
How fortunate for you then. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
So I will go to Crypto. Are you hurt, dude? You seem to take
Oh, wow.
a couple pretty hard
I'll be-
hits.
He's only down by like 4 points, I think. So
I'm okay.
Four
I'm fine.
four points of what? Like chakra points? Because that's 4 out of 8. That's pretty bad. What?
For those of you who would like to, you can spend hit dice to heal.
Oh, okay.
'Cause this is a short rest.
Minor
If
illusion.
you'd like to, you don't have to.
Minor illusion, a dice with a little fist on it, and he punches himself. All right. Let's see.
I hate dice. I get it.
thank you, Trixie. All right, he's back up to full with the tender loving care of coffee and Sammy's cookies.
Yay! The power of friendship.
Friendship. Holds a cookie in air. Crumbs go everywhere.
How many cookies are there left? I mean,
She made a lot. Like too much. Definitely too much.
too much, really, because I think they're going down pretty quickly.
Okay, but like when I went to PAX, I brought a whole box of cookies and they were going the whole weekend. So I'm just saying.
You notice every once in a while, Barkley forgets to put the cookie in his mouth, his jaw bone that opens up to eat it, and it still just fades away the second it makes contact. So he's pretty much literally shoving it into his face and just.
I hope you like our cookie. I'm not sure. Can you taste? I'm sorry, is that rude? I'm sorry.
I think that's a little rude.
I'm sorry.
So, but I would like
I
to
just
know.
want to know. I never met
So,
A famous basketball player. Yes, I understand that you're all fuzzled. No. These taste just like the ones Grandma used to make.
Oh, I'm glad. It's an ancient recipe.
Granddaddy Poo Poo.
Well,
Sorry.
Simon's just going to sit down and pull out his tablet and start doodling.
Oh. Sammy will like want to ask it because it's rude.
You froze there, Aya.
Just be like,
So, do you pee?
Sorry?
No, I mean to Barkley.
Oh, what? What?
Do you pee?
Do I pee?
Yeah, I mean, you're eating. I guess you drink too.
You know, I haven't tried that in 3 years. I'm pretty sure I can't.
3 years.
There's a lot of awfully personal questions being thrown around here.
It's the first time I can talk to a famous skeleton.
a famous basketball player.
I think that's what you mean.
Star player of the Jolly Rogers, which you probably may or may not know is a team of Restless basketball players.
I wouldn't say star.
Damn. Sassy.
Hey, the third game of last season, the floor was extra greased, all right?
Whatever you say. I mean, excuses are excuses.
His
Damn.
his skull narrows.
Simon's ears perk up a little bit and he kind of shrinks back into his chair.
Simon's just gonna, or Sekhmet's just gonna take another sip.
Oh, if you made cookies for everyone, I feel like I should make pasta for everybody.
You like to make pasta?
I dabble in cooking a little bit.
I love cooking. I want to be a chef one day, but well, don't worry about it.
Well, that is an interesting development. What do you like to make?
Oh, well, I love to bake cookies and strudels. I love bread and pie. Oh, pie is great.
How are you for biscuits?
I love biscuits. It's so fun.
You and I are going to get on famously.
Wait, are you talking about the colonial biscuits or the southern biscuits? Because those are very different.
Oh, no, darling. I mean the big fluffy kind.
Oh, yes. Those are really good.
Yes. And Barkley, tell me about what you like to cook.
Mostly angel hair spaghetti.
Well, it's good to have a specialty.
I love him.
And I love Me Too, universe.
I'm kind of hungry now, so.
Dang.
I want some spaghetti.
You're just going to see like one of Simon's eyebrows quirk upwards at that last remark. Just like, yes. Well then. And how about y'all? Do y'all have anything in particular y'all like to prepare? Well, that's okay. I think it's
How quick?
And it's during that sort of awkward moment of like, I'm not sure I have anything like that. The professor actually walks back into the room. He says, so I believe everybody had cookies, some coffee, soda. If you guys are ready to move on to test 2, that'd be great.
Yes, I am ready for test week 2.
There's another wave?
Well, no. You'll see what I mean in a minute.
Didn't the last one happen 1,000 years ago or something?
What?
Yeah, you kind of lost me there.
I don't know.
And he sort of looks around to you guys, unsure, and
Precious.
It's okay.
she's playing with the dog right now.
I can hear that.
Our Nari friend is super excited.
And he's sort of like looking among all of you, and you're not entirely sure which one to pick. Crypto, Daiyo, and Simon, however, the 3 most perceptive of you very clearly see Ruby, the receptionist, sort of nod toward Daiyo, and he says, yes, you're supposed to be the one that's pretty good at surfing, right?
I know. I have a basic notions of surfing, yeah.
He says, he pokes a button on the tablet, and the door to your left slides open, revealing a large swimming pool about 60 feet long.
This is the best first episode of anything ever, by the way.
Yeah.
I will go to the pool.
Barkley starts taking off his clothes.
What's happening?
I don't know whether I should look away or not.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Underneath, he has a like old school onesie swimsuit that's got like the overall straps on it with the horizontal stripes.
Oh yes, very nice.
It's really saggy because he's a skeleton. It doesn't fit.
It's better than like a skeleton with a Speedo stretched over its pelvis.
Yeah, it's not that. He could rock it, but he's not here.
So the swimming pool at the far end of it, above it, or at about center, a small panel in the ceiling pulls back, and 3 metal wires extend, each holding a red flag. And he sort of looks and he's like, "Okay, your task is get the flags."
Barkley pulls out a rubber swim cap and somehow gets his whole afro in it.
Perfect.
How was it again? I mean, there's a swimming pool and the flags are like on top of it.
Yes, I have a map because I realized this might be difficult to explain in one month. Flags, and then this is the pool.
Okay.
They're at the sort of
This is just at the end of the pool.
Yeah.
Is it
They're
three
at the far end
lanes?
from where you guys are.
Is it currently generating waves?
It is not. At the moment, you do, however, see as you guys enter the room, leaning against one wall is a surfboard and then a boogie board.
I mean, I'm better at swimming than surfing, though.
For what it's worth, this would be a athletics check, but because surfing is more based on moving the right way rather than actual strength, it would be athletics, or it would be dexterity based.
Oh, then I'll be surfing.
That is the best surfer in the world.
So, who is the first in the water?
Is this? I mean, this is a dex check, not an acrobatics check.
It would be athletics dexterity. So
Athletics, dex. Fine.
I will go right. I mean, the moment I see water, I will go to the water.
Barkley is right behind you.
You know, Sammi will take off her shoes very carefully and then just like put them aside, and she'll be like, "Well, I didn't bring my bathing suit, so this is
How wide, long is the pool?
It is 60 feet long and probably about.
You got muted there at the very end there. 60
Sorry.
feet long.
60 foot long and then 20 feet wide. It's rather narrow.
Okay. Well, Simon will begin very carefully disrobing and go down to his boxers and grab a board.
You know what? Nope, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to fly over there.
Okay.
I don't like any of this.
So the first person on the water, it feels really nice. Like sorry, she's chasing the dog around the table right now. The water feels fantastic. It actually it almost tastes like fresh water, unlike the like really chlorine heavy water found in most like city water parks. And as you're treading water, you feel a ripple, and emanating from the other side of the pool is a slow, small wave that goes quickly. So whoever wants to first can roll a athletics check based on dexterity.
Okay. 21.
You're as you're swimming, you're sort of you're trying to watch where you're going and guess where the next wave is going to be, and you see something move in the water that's doesn't make sense. It almost looks like the water is flowing the wrong way within the wave for a second, and then you're up and at the flag again. And you grab it, and at the same time you grab it,
It's a trap.
At the same time you grab it, you feel something try to grab you, and you immediately panic and go to backpedal. It does not have hold of you, but you are now off of your board and in the water.
Oh.
Now would probably be a smart time for initiative for the next three. The next two flags.
Oh dear.
Master Swimmer got a 14.
6.
I got a 7. There, I'm looking confused.
Everybody else can roll initiative as well. I don't think I got Daiyo's.
16.
Nice.
For initiative for everybody, I got a 6. It's some really good coffee.
Also, you're probably not in swimwear either.
Okay.
You're probably just like standing there in your normal attire, like what?
What is your dex bonus? Sekhmet?
That's fair.
3.
Okay, then you go ahead of me.
19.
And what about Crypto?
He got a 19 for initiative.
Oh boy, okay.
He's not too fond of the water. Some mixed experiences with that. So he wasn't ready to swim. So he probably could see a decent bit from the top of the pool area.
That is fair. So
Is he like,
you see something, you're not entirely sure what it is, that seems to be trying to flail through the water and towards Daiyo. It almost looks like it's part of the water itself. You're up first. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm definitely gonna like warn the others, just kind of out loud, like, "Hey, there's something funny going on," and kind of make my way around the pool, maybe closer towards the flags to get a better view. I don't know, maybe make a perception check. If that's okay.
Sure, go for it.
That's not awful. 14.
Okay, so the first one rolled really terribly on its stealth check, and everybody pretty much saw it going for Daiyo. The second one, you actually see, I believe it was Barkley who went into the water next.
he was going to, yeah.
Okay, you actually see a sort of like little wave that's flowing the opposite direction of the other waves toward where Bark is.
Okay, I gotta ask you, because you're the universe. I'm a skeleton that is embedded with some of the most dense gems. Am I buoyant enough to even, like, stay afloat, or would I just go to the bottom?
It's magic. We'll say that you're denser than a human, so it's not as easy for you, but it doesn't have any mechanical effect.
Okay, I was fine with the Pirates of the Caribbean moment, but that's... he has the surfboard, though. He still attempts the surfboard.
Okay.
He's going for the flag.
I'll try and warn Barkley of the impending movement.
Well, on the surfboard, he summons a glowing orange basketball and is dribbling it on the surfboard as he's off.
God.
Do I need to roll anything for the surfboard, or...?
Oh, sorry. Roll your athletics check with dexterity.
Okay. Plus 4 makes that a 12.
That is a success. You get up there and you grab at said flag. And does not have. Oh, okay. So I didn't have advantage because for being hidden, but it rolled really well. So that's a 22 to hit you. Does that hit?
Let me look. Swimsuit. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So it does 3 damage, and it is going to try and grapple you and drag you under. Fortunately, you don't need to breathe oxygen, so you're fine.
I just
held underneath. You have the flag.
I just let it grab me. Well.
Oh, what a predicament!
My life now. Oh God, I guess I'll die.
Like a Looney Tunesy, like he pulls me and my skull sees where it's at, and then it follows.
Nice, very nice.
I don't know. Whatever. All right, I'm drowning, quote unquote.
So Crypto went. They went. So I believe Sammi is up next.
Okay, Sammi is going to fly to the middle of wherever Daiyo is. And she's gonna in so they can.
Did anyone else get that?
No, everything froze.
Yeah,
it broke up a lot for me.
Sorry.
We got none of that. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to the pool and I'm going to cast. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I'm going to cast light on the monster in the pool.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
So it needs to make a dex save.
Sure. Yeah, that's a 12.
That means okay. Damn it.
Okay.
But it's a. Okay. That's all I can do.
So you cast light, and for a second you're like, yes, it worked, and then you realize that it's just the reflection of the. There's now like the light spell sitting on the water. I guess that's a thing you can do.
I mean, the pool can be good. From the bottom, like.
But you do see that wave that's continuing to move further along. That's your turn, Sekhmet. I believe you were up next.
Okay, he's going to flip out his bolter. This time it's going to do. Let's do acid this time for damage. I'm muted.
Okay.
No, you're good.
You're fine.
Awesome. And he's going to go ahead and fire at the beast in the water.
Go for it.
How far away is it?
Probably within 30 feet of where you are.
Okay, cool. These dice hate me tonight. That's going to be a 9.
9 to hit?
9 to hit.
Okay. Unfortunately, that does not hit. The wave sort of like
fudge
it
reaction.
actually parts in the middle, and the bolt goes through, and then the wave comes back together.
Wait, does a 13 hit?
That would, yes.
Okay, well, his fudge reality is going to make that 9 a 13.
Nice.
Thank you.
Your code point. Note, we're calling them code points because hack points abbreviates in a really awkward way for D&D players.
I hope somebody gets reverse gravity, because then you could be like, oh, there goes gravity. I don't know. With your hack points and all that. Your code points, sorry.
And that does 2 acid damage.
Sweet, okay. You actually see the surface of the water sort of boil away some, and it does look like the wave loses a little bit of momentum.
He's going to take a sip from his coffee, and I'm going to find better dice.
Okay. Simon, you are up.
Oof. All right. Well, he is. How far away from the shore is this animate wave? Because he doesn't have a swim speed, so it'll have to be 15 feet or closer if he's going to be able to move into it close enough to hit it.
Well, the pool is only about 20 feet wide, so if you're on either of the long ends of it, you're within range.
Okay. So he'll maneuver himself within range, and just barehanded, he is going to palm slap the shit out of this wave and try and split it with his arm strike.
Go for it.
He's doing the thing where you're pretending to be a waterbender in the water.
Yeah, except that it's going to be a dirty 20 to hit, and then he's going to use his bonus action for an after image. And that's going to be a nat 20.
Splash attack.
Yes.
So,
Siren is the best of us. Like,
and it's a 15 on the crit 20 roll.
I believe that is
Max plus roll.
max plus roll. Yes.
Okay. We're not doing the Xanathar's Guide to Everything Else table. This time?
Nope. Sorry.
No worries. All right.
No explosion into the plane of fire, and a Memphis pops out.
Admittedly, the handful of times we've gotten that one, it actually works really well because the handful of people who rolled that one had a flame tongue sword.
And then the Memphis was me like, I'm cold.
Yeah.
All right. So that is going to be 16 damage all day from his unarmed strike and after image.
Yeah, you hit the water and it actually goes up into the air and dissipates into the same sort of like data particles that you see when a hologram breaks.
Yeah, and anybody who's happening to watch the actual palm strike might notice that there was some of that same kind of graphical distortion around the end of his hand when he actually hit the water.
Nice. So I believe there is still one flag unaccounted for, correct?
Yep.
So top of the round, Crypto, you are up.
Okay. Let's see who's still in the water towards the front.
Oh,
above the
Daiyo
water.
is. I think Daiyo and Sammi are directly underneath where the flags are because they ended their turn grabbing the flag.
Barkley would be too then, wouldn't he? Like under the
Yes.
water.
Oh wait, no, you got the last flag, right?
No.
No? Okay.
Daiyo got one,
Oh,
then
that's
I
right,
got
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
I didn't get one.
Okay.
Okay. Man, I'm not sure what I can do from up here.
I mean, clearly, whatever those little waves are, they can be hurt. You just saw Simon slap one into submission.
I mean, might as well worth a shot. I can't do a whole lot up here, so I'm gonna ready my laser beam and try and hit the water, I guess.
Okay. You do see it's relatively easy, especially because you have a pretty decent perception. There's like a very obvious pile of water about yay big moving in the opposite direction of the rest of the waves in the pool.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. That I don't think it says, but is it just a straight like ranged attack, or am I proficient in the laser beam attack?
Which
no.
The Wunari.
is it? The Wunari one? Yes, you're proficient in that.
Okay. So that would be a 15 to hit.
That's a hit, yeah.
Okay. So, and that is D6. Oh, full 6 plus my intelligence 2, so 8 radiant damage to the just.
Nice. You actually see for a half second there's actually the water parts for just a millisecond to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, no, it's clear this is a hologram. That's super fake. But whatever that creature is no longer there.
Well,
That was wonderful. Was that you, Scotty? Yes, genius. Well, its turn is not here because it is gone. So Daiyo, you're up.
So, Scotty is still in the bottom of the pool grappled?
Yes.
Okay, so I will drop to the water, and as I can swim as fast as I can run, I will go and try to free him and take him away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a athletics check, and it'll be versus the creatures. Can you roll this one for me?
I swear, if you pull my arm off.
Okay, it's a 17.
Well, he got a big old 12 -3. So yeah, no, you definitely grab him.
Okay, so I will start swimming with the skeleton to the entrance of the pool.
Oh, fancy meeting you here.
Bark, it is your turn. There is still one flag unaccounted for. What do you want to do? You are now surface side and can see everything clearly.
He goes under the water just so he can toss the basketball towards that shape that grappled him.
Okay.
He tosses it almost like it's a No, he'll do a normal basketball 2-hand pass. That was a 19 to hit.
That's a hit. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. It takes 11 bludgeoning damage.
Oh boy, ouchie.
Nice.
And you just see like a dimly glowing orange ball under the water, just.
Yeah, you actually saw the water part around it, and it made a sort of like a blue glow that is familiar as the energy source, the energy signature similar to holograms. That's your turn. Sammy, you're up next, right? Or no, sorry.
At the end of my turn, the ball immediately goes back to me.
Nice.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sammy, you're up next, I think.
Okay. Can you tell me what's happening at the second?
We need one more flag, and there's one creature still in the water, I think.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. She's going to hit the creature with a mirror burst.
Go for it.
That's an 11.
Unfortunately, that one does not hit.
Remember, we still have that D10 inspiration.
Oh, you do, yeah.
You know what? Yeah, let's go. I don't. Does a 12 hit?
It does.
Hooray!
Yay! Oh. Amazing.
That's the best.
Like a rainbow.
Wow, all right. Good job, Jimmy. You're doing great, sweetie.
Eldrin appears and just like, you got this. Reference
Like
to the
the sunshine baby face from Teletubbies manifests and like shines its light upon you to inspire you.
that would be Sammy's deity.
Oh god.
That 6 points of I think it's force. Yeah, force. So it's just like
Use the force, Sammy. There we go.
Nice.
most powerful.
Damn that old ghost, General Kenobi.
And
General Cannoli.
Cannoli, yeah.
that's all I can do, right? I can't pick up the flag.
I will see. You're flying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're standing right next to it. You can just grab it.
I'll grab it. Yeah.
Okay. So you grab it, and you're sort of like, "Is that it?" And all of a sudden, all the water in the pool just goes. It goes up into the air and soaks you all and startles you, especially you, Sammy, considering you're in the air. And then you look around and the water doesn't come back down, and you look up and it looks as if the water has disappeared back into the hologram ceiling. And when you look down, so has the pool. All of you are now standing on that same plain hex grid room.
Oh.
Sammy feels wet.
You were actually perfectly dry.
There's a huge woof sound, and you look over, and Barkley's afro's out now.
Simon's gonna start stepping back into his clothes now.
Somehow there was an onomatopoeia in real life.
Mm-hmm.
It was a minor illusion. I cast minor illusion, and the word "foof" shows up.
Perfect.
No, the word "floosh" shows up.
Yeah. Careful, she might come if invoked. Just like a giant laser dragon head busts through the wall. You rang!
Give me cookies!
I heard you had cookies.
Oh.
I'm gonna go up.
Doesn't speak like that.
I want to go up to the people that were in the pool and just like, are you okay? You good?
I like the water. I miss it already.
Oh, poor thing.
I don't know what those things are, but they're pretty lousy at having setting up a pick. We got those flags just fine.
Is that a sports reference? Because I do not understand.
Yes, that is a sports ball reference for the ball sports.
Oh, okay. I understand. And she just kind of scoots over to Daiyo.
Alrighty then.
Alright, so
The professor sort of the door wishes open again. The professor is like, that was good. Okay, so let's see. Next is okay. You okay?
Mhm.
She bumped her head on the table, chasing the dog.
Oh no!
He says, okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. Next up is the trial to test your endurance. And he presses a button, and all of the hexes on the floor change color and rise up to form walls and pipes and valves and gauges and all kinds of other old rusty machinery.
Oh.
You're all standing on a walkway that stretches down, seemingly all the way down the length of the building.
Hi, Kevin.
That may or may not be the gridmaster for next week. Oh no, there he is! Ah!
Get out of here!
I figured it's easier to keep the volume off so that she can hear what's going on, isn't constantly confused.
Oh, this whole time Barkley has a glowing basketball spinning on his index finger.
Nice.
Fantastic. And you're all standing on a walkway that stretches seemingly all the way down this building, which goes on for much further than this room is supposed to be wide. And through the broken windows that you can see an old style town, like clearly not clearly much older than what you're used to, probably like 200 years old maybe. Complete with like kids playing with a dog and women hanging laundry on outside on lines. Professor is like, okay, your objective is to reach the reactor core before it melts down. He points and he says, it's that way. Have fun. And sort of backs up, and as he backs up, he sort of waves his hand, and on the wall, a massive 10-foot tall digital timer starts counting down from 5 minutes.
Simon is already gone.
Because I don't know how to do that.
Last one there is a rotten skull, and I cast jump, and I jump over the crowd.
Okay.
Simon is already on the way.
Now's probably a good time for an initiative, just so that we can keep track of who goes when.
11.
I only rolled good once today. That's
9.
17.
4.
18.
10.
Don't one up me.
Sorry.
It's because I said the thing about the third season.
It's, Cryptos and Daiyo's.
Mine was 10.
Mine was 9.
Okay, sweet. So, Bark took off running. You definitely have a head start. And I have a thing for this. So you are up first. You have a good head start. Sekhmet, what are you doing?
We have to make our way through a crowd, right?
It's just the group of each of you. You're in an empty where or like a some kind of facility, maybe like a power plant. The area ahead of you, it looks like the area ahead of you looks like it's mostly open, but you can definitely tell, especially those of you with a higher passive perception can tell that the walkway that you're standing on isn't the most sturdy.
Oh, that's not good, because Barkley's like jumping off, and then like he hits like a wall and he jumps.
Okay.
He's doing that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Sekhmet's definitely going to be following in that fashion, just not jumping as far because he doesn't have the spell jump. And he's going to be like trying to move to a more stable area. After, of course, tossing his coffee cup. Just, let's say, at Sammi. Here, have this. And he's just going to jump off. It's completely empty.
All right,
There's
so
no sign of coffee ever being in it. Just an empty cup.
Oh wow!
It is the darkest of coffee. Nothing.
So the night, like a residue smell of anything is just empty.
It's just empty. It's been empty the whole time.
He ordered extra light. It was extra light.
So the professor had pointed down the walkway. Are you jumping off the walkway?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's you. What is Simon doing?
well, I don't have stylish falling yet, so jumping the long way down is kind of a bad idea. But he's gonna try and see if he can pick his way down with a 17 acrobatics check and basically like hop from point to point and just.
Okay, you can relatively easily do that. It's not very far. It's only like a 10-foot drop or so.
Mm-hmm.
And there are ladders all over the place. You do realize looking now that you're down on the bottom, looking up. Oh, yeah, the bottom of that thing is a little rusty and rickety.
Does it look like it might be unsafe to land on?
You're not sure.
That's a yes.
In part, perhaps.
Not really trusting the structural integrity and kind of taking the hint already of what kind of tests these are probably going to be like. He's going to go ahead and spend his bonus action and a point to warp jump another 30 feet.
Okay.
And not land there. So you're going to see as he's about to touch down, like right before his feet hit the walkway, his entire form is going to kind of blur and turn into a series of like green horizontal scan lines and shift 30 feet forward in line and then reassemble themselves in place.
Sweet.
Nice.
Okay. So that's your turn. Crypto, you're up next.
Okay, so it's like a catwalk kind of thing, or like
Yeah, it's not very far up. It's only about 10 feet down, and it looks like the entire perimeter of the wall, it circles that inside perimeter.
Okay. He's just gonna just charge forward.
I think she meant to say she's gonna be right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
it was too loud for the washer machine over there.
I don't know. It was adding the nice spooky glow. Oh well. We can't hear you.
Sorry, what was Crypto doing?
He took a moment to kind of look around, and he's just gonna know what else to do. So he's just gonna charge forward the best he can. Just go straight to where he pointed. The presser pointed.
Okay. Crypto does have a pretty decent passive perception, so he can relatively easily pick out the weak parts and where the bridge is, where it looks like it's really rusty. That's Crypto's turn. Daiyo, what's he doing?
Can I shoot something?
You can make a perception check to see if you see anything out there. But right now it looks like all of the rest of your fellow interviewees have just taken off running as fast as they can into the distance.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to do the perception thing.
Okay, go for it.
Natural 20.
So
it's a total of 24.
okay.
Wow.
So you're sort of like looking around. You're like, okay, no, this can't be it. This isn't a test. That's a foot race. He said this was a test of endurance. And you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and you hear what at first sounds like the metal groaning of like the weight of the bridge starting to give, and then sounds like the groans of something living. And far in the distance, heading toward Sekhmet, who I believe was the first one off the bridge and onto the ground, you see a figure moving toward him.
Oh. Okay.
Sekhmet, did you cast jump?
I did not.
Okay. That's sorry, Barkley did, okay.
So
He's probably 60 feet away from you.
Wait, is
This figure that you see is probably about 20 feet from him, so 80 total from you.
Wait, is he going for Sekhmet or Barkley?
Barkley was on the bridge. It's going for the one that was on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Sorry, yeah. The trials of theater of the mind.
okay, so can I shout? I mean,
Yeah, you can definitely shout. They can hear you through here. It's probably going to echo quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I will shout about the mysterious thing that's going for them.
Okay. So you can do that as a free action. You want to do anything? You want to take a shot at it? You want to move or what?
So I did my free action and my what?
So your action was to look around, and then free action to talk. So you can use your movement to go 30 if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. You do know relatively, you're keeping aware of where all the weak spots are and keeping track of that. So yeah, he calls out, and Sekhmet, you turn around and go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
We got this. Sekhmet's great at wisdom. I just crit.
Nice.
Okay.
So, hold on. We're not doing crits. So 1 second. Let me pull it up.
So thank the dice gods that are my 5-year-old house guest, because they rolled a 1, so they got a total of a -1 on their stealth check.
Got a total of 21.
Yeah, you very clearly see it's like trying to creep, except it's dragging its foot. You see what's very clearly some undead creature sort of creeping around towards you, much slower than you.
He's like doing the Scooby-Doo creep, like.
They're sort of their skin is graying and gooey, and it's just sort of like staring at you. And as it's walking, it's starting to like glitch. And every time it glitches, it goes like another step towards you.
Does it got like does it have like a tiny tree branch in front of its face and think it's hiding?
It does not. It looks like it was trying to hide behind the pipes, except it forgot that the pipes aren't against the wall. You can still see right through them because it's a zombie and it doesn't have brains anymore.
Blessed is trying.
Don't like that.
It is Sammy's turn. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I see. Did everybody see this like zombie situation?
I hope so.
Well, Daiyo yelled out, so I will say everybody that stayed back where Daiyo. So you, Daiyo, and Sekhmet all see this because you guys stayed back, and then Sekhmet obviously because it's right behind him. But the others heard Daiyo yell about something, but don't see it currently.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I believe you might still have a couple rounds left on your wings if you hurry.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they last a minute, and you guys didn't wait super long between.
Okay.
This room is the last.
I didn't know if it stayed or not, but if you're giving me that, I am going to fly towards where she pointed where the creature is.
Okay.
And she's gonna try to hurl another firebolt at it.
Go for it.
Eight.
That hits.
Okay.
Like turns around and sees it and tries to duck, and you're just like, it sees you flying towards it and tries to duck, except it doesn't really duck. The head just sort of like extends further into the body, but you were aiming for the chest of center of gravity anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, here we go.
It thinks it's a turtle. How adorable.
9 points of fire damage.
Nice.
Ouch.
Unleashing the power of the sun. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just kind of like does like a sweep with her staff, and then like, and so imagine like a bubble wand, but instead of bubbles, it's fire.
Nice.
Like,
That is fantastic.
Fun.
That is a great aesthetic. Okay, so that's Sammy's turn. And at the end of that round, I want everybody to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm good at those.
What's Sammy's initiative?
we had a 4.
Oh boy, did I get skipped?
No, you did the green line thing and moved.
Yeah, you.
I thought there was a second round, but okay.
No.
All right, because I thought we went back to the top.
This is basically at initiative 0.
Okay, well that's fine then. And anyway, my con save is going to be a 23.
Okay.
That's a 10.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
Also 6.
Oh,
21.
Okay.
oh, hey, a lucky number. How's 7?
Not great. Okay.
You're doing great, guys.
Maybe what you got.
So as you guys are moving, Bark feels it first, followed then by Sammi. You all start to feel dizzy and have a headache. It feels almost akin to like that really bad flu that you had last winter.
Oh, those are the worst.
Barkley, Daiyo, and Sammi, you currently have 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, okay.
What did that do?
Basically, you have disadvantage on ability checks. So basically, skill checks. It doesn't affect your attacks, but like perception checks, acrobatics, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Top of the initiative. Barkley, you are up. You did hear commotion behind you. But as you're jumping and you have a significant good arc on you, you can see in the distance a big round cylinder thing that has a bunch of glowy stuff in it. You're guessing maybe that's the core. But you also hear your new friends yelling behind you. What do you want to do?
It's a test of endurance, and he's starting to feel tired, so he's thinking it has something to do with this core. So he's taking that as priority, and he hops towards it.
Okay.
How far can he get in one turn? Can he dash?
I'll say you have at least like another round or so to get to it.
Okay. I get 60 feet total for dash. If I'm,
yeah.
I move slower if I'm hopping, so I guess I'm not hopping.
Yeah. So that's Bark's turn. Sekhmet, you are up.
All right. So he sees the zombie behind him. He also sees the zombie get hit in the chest with a fireball. So he's gonna dash forwards.
Okay. The zombie did not make it up to melee with you yet, so he can't get an attack of opportunity. That's right. He's slower than everybody because he's a zombie. Yeah.
All right. And as a bonus action, just in case some more of those zombies come up, he's going to whip out his bolter. This time I'm going to use the first level spell slot to make it radiant.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
Okay. Simon, you are up.
Okay. He is going to follow Barkley and make a dash for the reactor because he feels like he probably would be better served in the team trying to turn off a nuclear reactor than deal with whatever bullshit is back there.
Sounds like a smart idea.
He knows there's a big Aqua girl with an even bigger gun that knows how to and likes to shoot things. So he's like, she's probably going to be pretty well equipped for the situation. And
Other girl setting shit on fire.
and yeah, I know. And the giant moth lady burning shit down, and there's like flares of fire coming from behind him. So he's like, they got this pretty handled, I'm sure. And just go ahead and make for the reactor core with a dash. A dash.
Okay. So that's Simon's turn. Crypto, what are you doing?
So I dashed. Last turn. How far am I from the reactor?
Effectively, if each of you guys use your dash, and you don't like spend a turn slowing down, it will take you 3 rounds to get there. So if you dash this turn, you can get there next turn.
Okay. How close is the zombie from where I am? Do I know where it is?
You have a general idea. It'd probably be about. Are you on the ground or on the catwalk?
I just from wherever we were started at, I just kind of ran forward.
Then you are probably about 20 feet from it on an angle. It's on the ground below you, but you're within 20 feet of it.
Okay. Since Crypto really doesn't have any range attacks at the moment, he's just gonna kind of look back and like you guys good? You guys can handle this?
Yep, totally.
Okay. And he's gonna give thumbs up and just gonna dash forward then.
Okay. Daiyo, you are up. Said zombie is still alive, but is very clearly slower than literally everyone else in the party.
I will try to shoot its leg anyway.
Okay, go for it.
$17.
That is a hit, yeah.
$11 radiant damage.
Okay. How would you like to blast the zombie apart?
Okay. I will kneel wherever we started, light a smoke, grab my gun, aim at the zombie very carefully. There's no rush or anything. And I will take a shoot. Hopefully everything go in slow motion, and the leg of the zombie just will go like, and the zombie will.
You hit it, and for a second, you're sort of wondering, like, okay, what? And then the second after the gun fires, then there's the,
Yeah.
I think Sammi was relatively close. I will say that because you were flying, you are mostly out of the way of it and can pull your feet up high enough. He splatters. It's really gross.
Oh boy.
And the gore that's left behind is that same sort of like graying skin, except all of this creature's blood had turned this sickly green color.
Charming.
Yikes.
That's Daiyo's turn. Are you gonna move on? I love it.
So
I believe Sammi is up next.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Daiyo because I think she's the only one left up here, right?
Yeah. Well, the only one that hasn't moved very much further.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, hey, you gonna be okay getting over there, or do you need some help?
do I have to get there too?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I was just hoping like the first one to get there does
I don't
the
know.
thing, and it's pretty much okay for everyone.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
I'm not going to start running right now.
I mean, that's fair. I probably grab you and take you over there.
I mean, if you want to grab me.
You would be moving slower while carrying Daiyo, but you can do that if you'd like.
Because the bridge seemed dangerous. That's why I'm asking.
Oh my god, this is so cute. She's so
Just like grabbing him.
Sammi. For those who do not remember, Sammi is 7'5", and Daiyo is a big old 5'2".
Go grab her.
Also, Sammi has 4 arms, so it's a big cradle.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Big
Very
old
soft.
huggo.
So you get to do the whole Superman thing with Daiyo?
Yes.
Ooh,
Awesome.
that's going to get drawn later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so at the end of that round, I need let's see, everybody who made it up to the further mark. I believe that's everybody. Everybody moved up. Everybody make me another con save, please.
Now, that first level of exhaustion, we do not have disadvantage yet.
No, it doesn't apply to saving throws.
Okay, not yet. All right.
It's but just basically skill checks.
Doesn't matter, I rolled the same.
Okay, 16.
I got a 13.
Sammy got a 4.
We are such a tanky crew.
Ten.
What did
I'm
Daiyo
just
get?
rolling like garbage. I have a good con.
Oh, okay.
Curse you hurts. Somehow
Um,
this is her fault.
definitely.
I got 7.
Okay. So, everybody who got below a 15, takes a another level of exhaustion. You're just all of you at this point are overcome with nausea and dizziness and just this bone deep fatigue.
I knew I should have added that inspiration.
And I can feel this fatigue down to my bones.
You just hear another groan off in the distance. You can't tell if that was somebody reacting to your pun or another zombie.
Did they react like this in the distance? Wait.
Not quite.
Okay.
So, Bark, you are up first.
Okay, what do we get to add to our levels of fun that we have? What?
At your second level of exhaustion, your speed is now halved.
Oh boy.
So I'm assuming like she's
Now
carrying
get-
Daiyo and like she kind of just wobbles slowly downward.
Yeah, you were like zooming along, and then now you're like zooming a lot closer to the floor.
Well,
Like I'm sorry.
if my speed if my speed is halved, then technically my jump would be faster.
You can do that if you want.
So he will.
If you jump, you would be able to get to the door where the reactor is. So now that you can see it, it's a massive device, maybe like 20 foot tall, with metal rods all surrounding it.
Okay, my action would be for the jump would be I think 42 feet because it's triple my normal horizontal jump, and then I still have a move.
Okay, yeah. So using your action and your move, you can get up there. Now you see an electrical panel there. You can't quite mess with it right yet because you haven't you don't have an action left. But you can just feel heat and uncomfortableness radiating off of this.
Okay.
That is your turn. Sekhmet, you're up next.
I'm going to continue doing what I do best and dash forwards.
Okay, go for it. You can now get up to where that reactor is with your full move.
With my, full 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all he can do.
And can you roll that one for me? Okay. Yeah, so you're now up next to it as well, and you see the electrical panel and the heat coming off of it. Simon, you're up next.
Okay. All right. He's gonna use his move and dash to get up to the panel. And would you allow him to use his scanner ability to divine the operation of this panel? There is a discretion option in the write-up.
So it would normally require your
Bonus, which I haven't used.
your action and your dash to get there, but together, if you use your bonus action, yeah, you can try it. I'll say go ahead and because you're using your scanner, go ahead and roll an intelligence check with advantage.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Okay. You think you have a good idea of how to do it. You got to take a second to catch your breath though, because you just feel this overwhelming heat and uncomfortableness. It makes your skin crawl. The only thing that you can compare it to is when you've been in very, very close contact with corruption, except it did not feel like this. This is something you've never felt and hopefully never will again.
Yeah, this is not a happy time.
It's quite a. Is it quite a sickening radiance?
Not quite, but yeah, it feels similar to that. And Crypto, you are up next. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's just chugging along, just dashing.
Okay. As you are dashing, I need you to go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's okay. No. That's a nice 3.
Okay. Let's see. Trying. As you're running, there's this reverberating sound of something like hitting the underside of the walkway that you're on, because you're still on the walkway, correct? Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
And you hear it again. And all of a sudden, through the walkway, this green oozy hand reaches up and attempts to grab your foot. You unfortunately failed your dex save, so you are now grappled and take. Can you roll these 2 for me? A big ol' 6 damage. 6 piercing damage. As this creature, you actually see it claw its way up and just sink its teeth into your leg right above the boot. Looks like more of these zombies. I believe that's your turn. Next turn, you can use your action to try and get yourself free.
Nice.
You are up. You were currently carrying Daiyo further in. You see, it looks like at least 2 of your friends have now, two of your friends have now reached this panel.
I think she's really tired at this point, so she's just gonna land. You're like, I'm sorry, I feel dizzy. Oh boy, oh gosh.
It's okay, I understand.
It was really high up.
Yeah, at this point, all of you are feeling extremely dizzy and uncomfortable. You might not have the level of exhaustion, but you definitely have the nausea, the dizziness, the headache. It's not a pleasant time. What do you want to do, Sammy?
Is she okay?
You're not impeded other than your levels of exhaustion. I think you have 2, so your speed is halved, but you still have your full range of actions that you can do.
Okay, well, if she can see the boys got to the place that they need to go, she's just gonna slowly walk there. She's just like, I'm sorry. She looks so sad.
Where's the new zombie outbreak relative to everything else right now?
Not super far from where Sammy would have landed, actually.
If there's zombies there, then I'm gonna try to hit them on the way.
Okay. There is one that sort of has its head crammed up halfway through this hole that it punched in the bottom of the walkway and is chewing on Crypto's leg.
No, bad zombie.
I'm gonna go. If I see that, I'm gonna go smack that thing with some fireballs.
Go for it.
11.
That's a hit. It's a zombie. It doesn't really have much of an AC.
2.
Okay.
Does it at least get it off of crypto?
It's hurt. It does not let go, but it definitely is hurt. So that's Sammi. Okay, so Sammi did not go her full movement up. Well, you didn't make it all the way. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. I thought that was somebody being like really offended, like, oh, and no. Yes. I like thought that I had really offended Aya for a second.
How dare she not move her full movement?
Our grid master knows.
So I believe that the only ones who are directly.
Oh, I was just gonna say our grid master knows Wunari apparently.
It's true. So I believe the only ones who are directly in front of the core are Barkley and Simon, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need both.
I'm right by the thing too.
Okay. So I need all three of you to make one more con save for me.
Of course, I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Yeah, me too.
Me 3.
How's an 18?
18 club.
Hey. It's not enough, is it?
Ow.
Why are you making faces like that?
All right. 10, 21.
Okay. So
DC 30, we fail, so we all die, right?
at this point you've now reached the core, and you sort of look around to each other, and both Sekhmet and Simon, you are both you sort of like, as you get closer, you take a breath and you feel that you're bleeding from the nose and mouth, and you feel like your skin is hot to the touch. It's not as obvious with Barkley because he doesn't have skin.
I'm melting.
Really? But it actually looks like the diamond dust around him is starting to like darken and dim. But the rest of you have some pretty serious burns you're looking at right now. The only one who passed is Simon. So
I feel like I'm made of rice pudding.
Level 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh, just a level 2.
Barkley is just like glowing green from the radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Retroverse book, it just say, con must be high.
Bark, you were up next. You did see Simon sort of look at this thing and be like, okay, I think I understand it. What do you want to do?
He tries to open the door feebly.
Okay.
Or the hatch or whatever.
Okay. So effectively you can try and determine how you want to try and do this, and depending on which ability you use, changes what the DC would be. You can use intelligence to try and figure out how to disable it properly. Like what would be the textbook way to do it. Dexterity to try and guess which wires go where based on which, cut the green wire sort of thing. Or strength to smash it and hope that works.
Would this be saving throws?
These are checks. So you would have disadvantage on these, unfortunately.
Okay. He will use his little box in his head to think of a way to do it. A disadvantage, you said?
Yeah.
I rolled 2 nat 8s, so 10.
You're sort of looking at it, and it's really hard to concentrate. You haven't had skin in a while, but this is the closest you can imagine to what it must have felt like to have like severe sunburns. It's incredibly distracting and painful. Anything else you're doing?
No.
Okay. Sekhmet, you were up next.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and try to figure this out intellectually.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 25.
Whoa!
Holy shit. Okay, yeah. You're looking at this and you're sort of thinking, and you vaguely remember one time years ago when you were really bored waiting in like DMV to get your license that you read up on these things. They're like really antique nuclear devices. They don't make them this way anymore because it's really unsafe and stupid, but you think you know how to do it. And you're sort of testing, and the whole time you're sort of like looking at your friends, Barkley, who's just sort of like doing this, rubbing where temples would be, and Simon's sort of like giving you guidance.
He's holding his jaw on his skull.
And you do manage to, you type in the correct sequence of things into the keypad, and you hear a loud like, and all of you feel this gush of like that real cold air conditioning air, and it feels wonderful for a second, and then after the cold leaves and you're back to normal temperature, you feel burned and barbecued. The three of you, those who have skin, probably have several definitely a sunburn and probably a couple of the like sores.
Oh god, Simon's
okay?
Simon's already red. How like bright saturation red is he?
He probably looks like a roasted red pepper.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
I was just thinking we can't see your features anymore. It's just like boom, red. You know?
Yeah, he turns around and he's just like a patchwork of blisters.
Color red.
It's like on your TV where you like decide to mess with the video settings and you just knock red to max.
So in the distance, you guys, all of you hear that whoosh sound of the coolant escaping, and you're all sort of like, wait, what? And Crypto, who I believe was the one who had a zombie chewing on his foot, you freeze, hoping that's a good sign, and the zombie also freezes and looks up at you.
I look back at him. And
The zombie, as well as the guardrail that the catwalk that you're standing on, just dissolve back into that white hex floor.
Rub my ankle a little bit.
Legit.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry I couldn't get him off. I tried, but he went set on fire.
I appreciate the effort. That was good. I'm okay. Okay.
You guys look exhausted, so maybe you guys can take a rest. And he just falls down prone.
The professor comes skipping, and he's like, "Yes, I knew you guys could do it. You really proved me out there. Lucky for you, this is an incredibly advanced holographic situation and not real, or you'd all be dying of radiation poisoning. But you should know."
I'm gonna.
Well, would you do us all a favor and turn off the burns and the nose?
He sort of looks at his tablet and does. He almost does the like thing on Photoshop where he's like adjusting the saturation, and as he changes it, you can see all of the effects just fade from you. You guys no longer have any levels of exhaustion. You still have the little bit of damage that you took, but at least no longer exhausted.
Be gassed! I am on my last kneecap. Oh, woe is me, for I am about to perish. It's like overly dramatic Shakespearean. He's laying on the ground. Everyone's fine. He hasn't noticed yet.
Sammy comes up to him and will do a minor illusion of like sparkles and be like, there, and then pretend like she healed him.
I love it.
Wow, I feel better already. He gets right up. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's all in the acting for him. Just go on.
Hey Sammy, do you have my coffee?
Yes. I don't know. Do you want some actual coffee?
It's a real coffee, so it is the only thing remaining left in the room.
No, it's a cup. It's not. There's no coffee in it.
There's no coffee in it.
No. She had it in her hand the whole time.
That's somehow much funnier.
Nah,
that's good. Thanks. I just carried it around, for the fashion.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. I think. I'm more into old style fashion, so I'm not sure what's in right now.
It's fine.
So have we proved how awesome we are?
The professor walks over.
Mostly me, of course.
Sort of on the floor, and he's like, "Well, for what it's worth, the next tests are going to test more your mental facilities. So, no death by radiation, at least.
I thought we had to wait a while before test wave 3.
At least in another 1,000 years.
What's that? A middle finger in the clouds, huh?
And he says, so as you might have guessed, I am a man of science and also magic, and sort of makes a little minor illusion of like little fireworks going off. He says, so I'm going to quiz you on some spells. I'm going to list the material component, and I want you to tell me what you think what spell uses that component.
Fireball. Magic missile.
And you guys can depend on what you know yourselves, because it's a relatively magic prevalent world. You guys would know some of these, or you can use Arcana, History, or Investigation to try and guess, to figure out which these things align with.
I have all of those.
I'm proficient in none of those.
Chaos Stunk.
I've got +5 anyway. I slice it, so.
And he sort of holds the tablet out and does this sort of motion, and there is a little hologram of a bell. And then in the background, there's the Jeopardy music, which we can't play because it's copyright.
Oh, it's all the dead.
He says, that is one. I was thinking of alarm. That's a good one, too. And he marks a little check. He says, okay.
Oh, I was going to say minor illusion.
And he does another one and sort of spins his finger, and there is a little hologram of a caterpillar cocoon hanging above the tablet.
Harden. Oh, wait, wrong game.
Not if you play it right.
I'm going to go ahead and use my Arcana check for that one.
Go for it.
And it's going to be a 22.
Oh, yeah. You're pretty certain that you've seen this spell. You've not seen it ever used because it's relatively advanced magic. You're pretty sure that's polymorph.
Oh.
Well, I believe that would be polymorph.
Oh, yes, you're good. I like that. Okay, one more. And he summons up this illusion. It almost looks like a chunk of rock, and he flicks it, and it starts to revolve, and it is a little copper coin.
Is it detect thoughts?
Ah, you're good.
I only know that because it's penny for your thoughts.
That's literally the only reason I knew too.
I
Fun fact, I did not know that was the material component until Jesse used it in one of our other games. And mentioned pulling out a copper coin, and I lost it on stream.
That's so dorky. I love it.
I know.
D&D, game for nerds.
Two more. See if you can get them. This one, and he summons up a hologram of a bat, and then clicks his fingers, and it is a real bat. And as he does, he sort of moves it away from the tablet, and it poops out a little bit of bat guano.
Fireball.
True polymorph.
Nailed it.
It went from object to creature.
Oh.
That is true.
Yeah.
All familiars. He gives him a little scritch and snaps again.
Or find familiar.
Okay, one more. And he pulls up one, and it is a little metal, a forked metal rod.
Oh, wait. That's a bard spell. I just can't remember which one. Oh God. What?
Plane shift.
Is it plane shift?
It's a little shifty.
No, there was another one that was.
I don't know.
Simon's actually gonna Simon's gonna whisper plane shift.
The spell.
Whisper it to Sammy.
Yeah.
I don't know. This spell looks really plain.
I think that it might be plane shift.
You got it.
There's something in the back of my mind is telling me. That she just turns to Simon and gives him a little thumbs up underneath, like a little secret thumbs up.
He's like, okay. So you like the familiar one, yeah? And he taps the tablet again, and your surroundings shift. You had just been standing in that blank room. Your surroundings shift immediately to that of like a lofty bell tower. And he snaps, and the bat appears again, dangling off of his sleeve, holding a little red flag in its claws. And he taps the tablet again to create a blue hologram of another bat, which he swivels and then copies to create 2 more, and then copies to create 4 more. And he gives the real bat a little scritch. And then as it takes off, he throws the tablet up, and a horde, just this huge flock of bats, swarm out of the tablet up into the tower. He says, okay, find the real one. His name is Darkwing. And he steps back to go sit on the windowsill.
Darkwing.
There is now up in the bell tower above you guys, probably about 20 feet up or so, just a huge flock, or a swarm, you might say, of bats.
Okay.
Can I roll animal handling to see which one looks like it's the real one?
Okay. Well, what were you gonna say, Lluis?
I mean, can I go to the science guy, to the guy, and check out its sleeve, and use my bloodhound skill to track the real bat?
Okay. So you can go ahead and make a survival check. I think does that give you advantage?
Yes.
Cool. So survival check at advantage. And Sammi, how would you like to? How are you using animal handling to find that?
She'll pull out one of the like extra cookies that she had, and it has like a strawberry on it.
Okay.
So she's going to grab the strawberry off of it, and she's gonna wave it up in the air and be like, "Ah,
Okay.
you want a snack?"
Okay. Go ahead and make an animal handling check. What did Daiyo give for her survival?
18.
Sweet. Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay. So these two just immediately they look like they're in their element. Like, yes, this is what I'm here for. Daiyo just immediately sniffs at the professor's coat, who, like, at first you look up realizing like, oh, this is weird, and he's just staring at you delightedly giggling. And you sort of like walk away and start sniffing, and you feel this sort of like arcane sense of where you're heading. And Sammi follows behind you, looking up to where you are and going and making this weird sounds, because I don't know what the fuck you used to call that.
Squeak.
And you do see a handful of them move around. They're literally, like, the ones up on the ceiling, they all look realistic. They don't look like holograms. However, after a moment or so, you do see movement. And somebody's put into the chat, bat signal, duh.
Yeah.
And you do see movement. And a very curious bat with a little red flash of cloth seems to be watching. And after a moment of realizing that there seems to be no threat, flutters down and sort of like lands on the top of your staff, except isn't it like a ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, his little claws like grab onto the side of it, and he goes and slides down to the bottom because it's just a ring. And then the little wing hands reach out for the strawberry and drop the flag.
Wow.
I'll give it the strawberry.
And it like looks up at the
She makes that
professor,
noise.
like guilty, like realizing like, ah, shit, I forgot to do my job.
She
And
makes
shoves the
that
whole
noise,
thing.
and she gives him a little scratch, and she's like, "You're so cute."
He sort of cuddles into it.
Oh my!
Is he one of those fluffy bats?
Mhm.
Okay.
I love him. This is
Um,
my new best friend.
I just met
the
him.
professor is like, I knew I chose well. I knew he'd like you, Sammi. I knew I chose well.
Gosh.
He says, okay. Now this one's gonna be the most difficult of all. You thought the bat one was easy. This one, and he taps the tablet, and pulls up a photo of a young girl, and he turns around to show you. She's got short brown hair and wearing this big, heavy white coat and a little tiny smile. He says, this girl's name is Olivia. She's shy and she's frightened and she's being chased. Stay hidden and protect her. And he swipes on the tablet, and suddenly you're all standing in a subway platform, and the girl is standing before you, obviously terrified, and her coat is stained with blood. And she looks to you, and she looks at Sammi and says, I don't know where my parents are. Can you help?
Of course I can. Where did you see them last?
I'm not sure. And she sort of looks behind her, and off in the distance is it's that sort of like gradual darkness that subway platforms all have. And in the distance, you hear this horrible echoing hyena laughter, but it sounds wrong, like it's glitching out like a corrupted sound file. Beside you, Olivia starts to cry, and the sound echoes loudly off the tile and metal walls all surrounding you. What do you do?
Sammi will be like, is it okay if I pick you up?
Yeah.
Okay. Then she's gonna grab her in one of her arms and like make sure that she's like secure, and she's gonna be like, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
Okay.
And I'm just gonna be like, you guys got this?
I always got this.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm out of spells.
Okay.
Got one left.
I have 0 code points.
My minor illusion is a cantrip.
Yes, it is.
Sammi, you can go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. And everybody else can, actually everybody can go ahead and roll initiative. Do you want?
All right, getting better.
15.
I got that one.
Oh, nice.
That's 14.
Are you just like up to the little girl and you're like, you're so cute, I could gobble you right up. With a nat one.
Probably just like scared.
16.
16 also.
Uh-oh.
What, did we really get a 14, 15, 16, 16?
17. For Bart.
Nice. And Sammy's sitting at what, a 4?
That was for the persuasion.
Oh, okay, never mind. So what's your initiative?
That's great. That's a 21.
Okay, so you're up first, and you get the feeling that as much as Olivia is like holding onto you and clawing into you, she's maybe cutting off a little. She's kind of tight on your neck. You're getting the feeling that she's still really freaked out, and it might be hard to keep her quiet.
Okay.
You don't see the hyenas yet, but you can definitely hear them.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move out of the subway station.
Okay.
And while I'm doing that, I am going to try to do little minor illusion of I can do sounds with minor illusion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll do a minor illusion of like a little melody of just like a really like just quiet melody to try to calm her down.
Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Wow, these people in chat are vicious. Also, we're level 3, so none of us have Fireball yet. Just a heads up to those of you in chat.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Actually 11, sorry.
Okay. She's like paying attention to it, but she's also like very fervently clearly watching over your shoulder to see what these other folks are doing.
Okay.
So that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And on initiative of 20, the gnolls come bounding out of the darkness in the station, and they actually you're expecting like gnolls, like Yeah, you guys have all seen. There's always been stuff about biker gnolls on TV. You know, gangs of them and everything. These gnolls are blue lined silhouettes. It's sort of like wireframe outline.
Oh, boy.
And as they close in, that horrible echoing laughter gets louder. And there are 4 of them, and there are 5 of you. So.
Wow, there's a Minecraft, or not a Minecraft, a mine shaft full of them.
God damn it, Scotty. It's gonna be stuck in my head forever now. Yeah. Okay. So we will say that there is 1 on each of them, each of you, except for Sammi because she's not there, and except for Sekhmet because he got lucky on the dice that I rolled.
Oh. Did they move? I shoot them.
Shoot them with your invisible wand.
That's
Bang, bang, bang.
I mean, I can shoot 1, right?
Yeah.
I guess that one's yours then.
So it's 30-20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Nine radiant damage.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one that is going for you, first one is going for Bark because he's next on the initiative. That's a 23 to hit.
Let me check his AC. Oh wait, he doesn't have armor on right now. He's actually still in the swimming trunks or whatever, mind you. So that's definitely a hit.
Oh no.
We've been nonstop.
So that's max damage.
Okay.
And it runs up and sinks its teeth into you, and you can actually see, because there's no form to this thing, you can actually see your flesh or your bones sort of like cracking under the weight of this. That's 12 damage. That's literally their max without a crit.
Okay.
And then 1 on Daiyo and 1 on Crypto. That's a 12 against Daiyo.
Barely. No.
Does that hit?
No.
Okay, yeah. And then a 13 against Crypto.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Sweet. Okay.
That
And
would have hit me.
1 more on Simon. Oh, ouch. That's a 22.
That hits, yeah.
For 7 damage, and you actually can tell when these things are biting on you that this sort of weird wireframe energy around them is what seems to be doing more damage to you than their actual teeth. You're guessing that the source of this is probably corruption, but it's not actually corrupted, meaning you don't have to roll saves for it.
Okay.
That's their turns. Bark, what would you like to do? There is currently a gnoll trying to nom on your forearm.
I would like to run away, please. Disengage and run.
Okay.
Ah! He's off.
I'm assuming that you go the same way that Sammi went, because you guys would have seen her try. She went sort of like up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Daiyo, you are up next.
Okay, so I'm melee with 1 of the gnolls, right? Can I assume that when Bark started running, the gnoll started chasing him?
Well, it couldn't get an attack on him. You're not entirely sure if these things are smart enough. Actually, I'll say roll a nature check to see what you know about these things and their weird corrupted nature.
2, and it's a natural 1.
Okay, you're not entirely sure if you don't know whether a regular gnoll, like normal gnolls, would probably give chase. You don't know if these things are smart enough to give chase or if they would just turn around and go for the nearest target.
Okay, so I will also try to run away.
Okay. You gonna disengage?
Yeah.
Okay.
You beat me to it, Gridmaster.
Crypto, you are up next.
Okay. So, I would. So the sense degradation that we get at De-Fraggers get at first level, is that just a passive thing? I don't see it anywhere like as an action. You send out like a sonar to sense corruption.
I will probably say it takes a bonus action to activate, like the Paladin's Divine Sense.
Gotcha. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna kind of look over at Barkley, kind of hold out my my De-Fragger icon to him, and just like, got you covered. And I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on him. As a bonus action, he gets a +2 to his AC for the duration of a concentrated 10 minutes.
Sweet.
So little bonus, yeah.
Oh, thank
And
goodness.
then I'm going to pull out my longsword, holding both hands, and I'm gonna go attack one.
Go for it.
Okay, there we go. This one. Oh. That's pretty good. 21. Longsword.
That's a big ol' hit, yeah.
Yeah, that's a total. So 30. So at both hands, that's a D10. This one. It's okay. That would be a 4.
Okay. It is hurt. You actually hit it, and instead of seeing a spray of blood, really, you just see that sort of like glowing white outline just splatters and then vanishes.
Okay.
I think that's your turn.
Yes.
Simon, you are up.
Okay, so I have a knoll chewing on my arm, if I got that right.
Yeah.
Right then. So Simon's face is going to kind of change from this sort of alarmed look to almost kind of flat and annoyed. And he's going to lift up his arm and look at the wireframe, and he's going to draw one arm back and make a big fist, and he's just going to punch the fucking thing in the face.
Go for it.
And all right, that's going to be a 16 to hit on the first one.
That hits, yeah.
Okay, and then he's going to after image it. Okay, and I have 17.
Sweet.
Okay. All right, 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 damage all day.
Okay. That one is down.
Cool. So that, again, every time he decides to use one of those strikes like that, you'll see like the edges of his hand are going to start being covered in that green code distortion. And this one just ate him up.
Okay. Let's see. So that's Simon's turn. Sekhmet, you are up.
Okay. So I still have my radiant gun, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to use a bonus action and you drop the coffee cup and pull out a laser sword from the hologram arm with the left hand. So now it's gun and sword. And how close is the nearest one to me?
We'll say probably within like 10 feet because you guys were all sort of closer together.
10 feet? I'm going to shoot in the face.
Go for it.
How's a 14?
That is a miss, unfortunately. It's sort of like shifts and the whole thing blitzes, and where the lines had met, the outline sort of like frays and the shot goes through and then back together.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I'm going to use my movement to get in between them and Bark.
Okay. You can do that easily enough.
All right, cool. That's Sekhmet's turn.
Okay. Top of the round, Sammi, you are up. You're at the top of the stairs. It looks like Olivia is still really freaked out and scared, And when a few moments ago, she sort of like tapped the back of your arm really quick, and you turned around to see Barkley sort of jogging up the stairs, looking very, very sore.
What happened? I thought you got this.
He ran into the true enemy of a skeleton, a bunch of dogs.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Okay. I guess I'll keep like going. Like, I can't really heal you. I'm gonna just keep going forward.
Okay.
Because I need to get Olivia out of the situation. So I'm gonna get her out of here, and I'm gonna try to calm her down again. Was my action.
Okay. How are you trying to calm her down?
I'm just gonna be like, hey, it's gonna be okay. I promise. We'll make sure that you get out of here, and we'll find your parents, and everything's gonna be okay. Don't even worry about it.
Okay. Wait first. And before you take off, she sort of like tries to stop you and reaches out to grab Barkley. And when she grabs your wrist, you sort of like put your hand up to grab her hand, thinking she's going for a reassuring handhold, and she grabs your wrist where that knoll bit and cracked your forearm. And when
I just lost my hand, didn't I?
when she touches it, you actually feel the surge of there's a glow of red light, almost like fire, and for a second you're like, ah shit, that's healing energy. And it's not. You heal 8 hit points.
She casts inflict wounds, essentially.
Seemingly. Something like that. And she says, okay, I think we're good to go. And looking at her now, you can see it's not as easy to tell because her eyes are watery because she's really freaked out. You almost saw a flicker of fire for a half second.
She has the power of the lamp too.
I don't like that.
Sammi, what were you gonna how were you trying to calm her down?
I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's take a quick breath, and you can tell me where did you last see your parents, or where we can take you to keep you safe.
She says, I think there was an old-fashioned they call them like a photo booth upstairs that maybe we could hide in. I will say, because you're getting her away from the scary monsters, you can roll another persuasion check at advantage.
Oh, okay. I switched my dice. Got brain butter. Yay. It's really like every single character I play has good different dice that they're good with. 22.
Okay. She sort of like calms down, and you can see the fire sort of abate a little bit, and she looks around. Okay. And she sort of so okay, I'm good now. And when you sort of go to put her down, she actually floats the last foot or so on these skeletal wings that emerge from behind her back through this coat.
Mm-hmm.
As an SMR, you will have heard of this before. She's a kind of a different type of SMR from what you are, you seem. Either that or some really strange planet
Well,
creature.
I'm a moth. I don't know what you're talking about, Cat.
Variants of them. For those wondering, Sammi does use the stats of a SMR because there isn't another flying creature that we allow in our races because Aarakocra are OP.
What? No.
It's fine. I will make my own moth.
That's your turn. Noel's turns. I believe the only one who remained in combat is Simon and Crypto, right?
Okay, I also like if there's anything coming from below, I would like to mom arm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You can do that, yeah. So yeah, throw the turns. I think Simon and Crypto are the only ones still in melee with him, right? Everybody else disengaged.
I'm still up front. Yeah, I haven't moved back.
Okay. So you're 1 on Simon. That is only a 9 to hit. You're not entirely sure what happened, but all of a sudden, these things, as they were going towards you, there was like this glitch, and for a second, normally their glitching propels them forward. This one seemed to draw them back a little bit. The only one who's able to see both of this stuff happening is Bark, who's basically at the foot of the stairs. And you saw the same moment that the little girl said okay and put those wings out, these things seem to hesitate for a half second. On Crypto, that's a 9.
Can I make an insight check on what just happened?
Sure, go for it.
Cool. 18?
If you didn't know better, it's really hard to tell because these things don't really have faces. If you didn't know better, you'd think they were frightened.
Of her? Huh.
You don't know. You didn't see anything.
No, that's true. Well, ooh.
That's their turns. Yeah, the others start to shrink backwards further into the darkness.
Did they move?
Did they retreat? Yeah. Do I get an opportunity attack on the one that just tried to swing on me?
The one on you does get you do get your opportunity attack, and I think the one on Crypto as well. Lluis, I'm not sure about that one. I think in the edited text that I sent you about the
30 feet safe zone I have around me.
Okay.
24 to hit.
That's a big old hit, yeah.
Yeah. All right, and that's gonna be 5 damage.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I understood correctly, if they finish their movement 30 feet around me, I can, in my line of sight, I can shoot them.
So if they end their line of, if they end their movement,
they're backing further away. So because you moved 30 feet away from them, and now they're backing up away from you. So they're out of your thing now. However, Simon, you really messed one up with that strike back. Bark, you were up. You were doing a little bit better. Saw some weird stuff going on with a weird kid. And you did see these things start to hesitate and back up. What do you want to do?
He will turn around, and he will use his action to create his hollow armor, which for sakes of aesthetic, it looks like he gains a body over top of the skeleton, so to speak, and it's like this blue hard light.
That's awesome.
So he looks like a almost like a specter in a way. Now I think about it, because you can see the skeleton underneath it, and he's glowing blue.
Gnarly.
And he will use his bonus action to conjure up his maul. And he looks back at the gnolls, and that's his turn.
Okay. Crypto and Daiyo, you guys are up next.
You first.
Me first? Okay. For that, when the gnolls backed up and I got that opportunity attack, I only rolled a 7, so I'm.
Oh yeah, that would have missed.
Yeah, figured as much. Are they? Does it appear that they're going to continue backing up? Or are they just glitched backwards?
It seems like the one on you did attack you. So it didn't disengage. That one you can go for, but the others, it looks like they're maybe fleeing, or at least strongly considering it.
Okay. Since this one is a present danger to our objective, I'm definitely going to take another swing at it with my longsword.
Go for it.
There we go. That's not very good. It's only a 10.
That does miss, unfortunately.
Okay. Then I would, as a bonus action, is Bark within 60 feet of me?
Yeah.
Okay. So as bonus action, I'm gonna pull out. It's just verbal. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of look at him, and it's like kind of reassure him, like you're gonna be fine, and kind of like he glows green just for a half a second, the same color as like my like laser and my arms and stuff like that, just for half a second, and he's gonna heal up. Oh,
So,
that's right. It doesn't work on him.
yeah.
Right. Forgot.
You would know that.
I would or would not?
You would, yeah.
I would not. I forgot.
I
Okay.
mean, it's one of those things where like not everybody meets a Restless, but pretty much everybody has heard that part.
I forgot.
For those not unaware, the Restless cannot heal with your typical divine magic. They can only heal with spells above first level or higher that deal necrotic damage.
What if I have a weapon that deals necrotic damage? Would that count? Or if I get hit by a weapon that does necrotic damage?
I would have to look at at how Chris actually worded it.
I got it word for word. Let me look. We can continue, but I'll look.
Okay, and in that case, since I'll just kind of I'll stay where I am, just kind of blocking the way if I can.
Okay. So that's Crypto's turn. Daiyo, you're up. Yeah.
I will shoot at the null that it's with Crypto.
Okay, go for
it. Well, first I will cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action.
Smart.
So it's 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. Nine damage.
Cool. How would you like to kill this one?
Ooh.
Okay, so as Crypto and the Null are fighting really melee and focusing one on another, I will calmly walk by, put the gun in the Null's head, and shoot.
Jesus, that's awesome. That's brutal.
Whoa. Nice. So close.
So it's that sort of like weird outline. You do feel resistance though when you put the gun there. And when you do, the lines go prone and the whole thing just dissolves into the floor.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay. Sorry, replying to a chat thing. Yeah, so that one's super dead. And you did your action, bonus action. Simon, you are up next.
All right. How far away is the one that is backed off of us?
30 feet.
Cool. And there's how many now? Just one, two?
There are
more than that?
I believe there are two now.
Cool. I would like to run up to within 10 feet of the one that I tagged with the opportunity attack. And he is going to whip out that chain and try and tag him again.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Does an 11 hit?
It does not, unfortunately.
Okay, I'm going to use my saving face feature.
Oh, okay.
So how many friends do I have within 30 feet?
We'll say at least two.
Okay. Then I'm going to make that into a 13. Does that hit?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's all I got then.
Your turn, Sekhmet, you are up next.
All right. So he's going to go ahead and fire at the one that Simon's chasing down.
Okay, go for it.
That's going to be an 8.
That is a miss, unfortunately. These things are because they're the like outlines and they're retreating into darkness. It's really difficult to get a beat on where they are. Um,
All right. If so, they are retreating.
yes.
Okay, then he's gonna start heading up the stairs backwards.
Okay.
I haven't used a bonus action yet, have I?
I don't think so. No.
No. Okay, so he's gonna actually switch his gun to just put his gun and sword together and make a blaster rifle.
Okay.
A gun sword.
Not quite. Not as cool.
Not as cool, but a little bit more effective when hitting long range.
That's fair. Okay.
And yeah, that's his turn.
Okay, so Sammy, you were at the top of the stairs. You see this like photo booth that Olivia had pointed out. And you still hear shots from downstairs, but you don't hear the sounds of pain. Like you don't hear the sounds of your friends getting hit anymore, really.
Okay. Then I mean, I don't want to leave her here alone. Can I see Barkley? Is he still on the stairs?
Last time you saw him, he was at the foot of the stairs.
I have not moved. Well, from that square, anyway.
So, like, when she, like, went up the stairs to, like, go to the photo booth, she will tell you, make sure everybody else is okay. I got this. And then she's gonna take the little girl to the photo booth, and she's gonna sit her down on the, like, on the bottom, not, like, on the chair there, right? Mm-hmm. And she's gonna kneel down to her so she can see her eye level. She's gonna be like, okay, this is not a safe place. We need to find exactly where you need to go.
Okay.
Where do you live?
Not around here. We're not from here. We're from outside the city.
Do you know where you're staying, or do you know where I can take you?
I'm sorry, the chat.
I'm not looking at the chat because there's
For those wondering, the chat, Scotty's response was, from hell.
Even if she is from hell, Sammy doesn't care.
She says, we're from...
She's from heck?
We're from near the beach. You do know that there is the Laughing Gulf, which is a couple of hours outside the forest edges of town.
Well, I can't. Why were they chasing you?
I don't know. I mean, like, I know Mom and Dad like hunt things like that, but normally they don't. They said they wouldn't attack while we were on vacation.
Don't worry, we'll find your parents. I promise.
Okay. Go ahead and make a
Can I get like
this is insight check.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Six. I switched 4 dice, guys.
So you're looking at her and you feel like there's something there that you're missing. There's some piece to this puzzle that you're missing that you should have, and you can't figure it out right now.
Okay. She's just staring at this kid like,
Noel's turns. I believe all the ones that were in melee are now dead or are running away, so they're going to continue to do that. Bark, you are up next. Unfortunately, they are in darkness now, so you don't have line of sight on them because you do not have dark vision, correct?
Actually, I might. Let me check. Yes, I do.
Oh, you do have dark vision?
Yep.
Let me write that down.
Dark vision 60 feet.
Same.
I'm a light.
So they're all running away?
It seems like it, yeah. It seems like the further away this girl gets from them, the more they're backing off.
Job done? Are we good?
As you say that, and the last one sort of like vanishes into the darkness. You're sort of like, is it done? And the all of the lights flicker on and further down the hallway, and you actually don't see where that darkness had been. You don't see the gnolls anymore. It's just the hexes of the original room, and sort of like slides further in, and the room that you're in, the subway station sort of rolls over from the subway station back into that plain white room, tiled room. Upstairs, Sammi, you are sort of like looking at this girl, and then you feel this ripple of the walls start to change and look around, and as you're looking at her, she's not there anymore, and the door opens, and the door slides open, and the professor and his assistant Ruby receptionist Ruby are standing there looking at you.
Oh, hello. That was odd, but okay.
The professor sort of jumps up and he says, "Well done, that was really good. Much better than last party, don't you agree, Ruby? Huh?"
Are you sure it was good?
He says, "The girl didn't die? The gnolls didn't kill anybody, did they? They didn't kill anybody." And he sort of like looks around, does a head count. He's like, "Oh, okay." Scared there.
Was that the final test?
Was the test of charisma.
Oh dear.
I was just going like.
Did we pass? I mean, I did.
Yes,
I did, obviously, but I mean,
like I get so distracted. Yes, you guys did pass. You're hired. You're hired.
Yay!
Barkley
Yeah?
gives out a hearty laugh. And as he gives his hearty laugh as a bonus action, for funsies, even though we're not in combat and this won't matter, I use my shiny skin ability, which gives everyone a +1 to all ability checks, saving throws, and damage rolls.
Yay!
You feel inspired for just a brief moment.
Nice.
Oh.
Sekhmet's going to use this inspiration to pick up his coffee cup and take another sip.
A +1 sip. Nice.
I
As
need to
you're
get you
sort
like
of,
actual coffee.
Barkley casts Minor Illusion on it, and then he uses his Holoknight thing to make it actually taste like coffee, even though you're not actually drinking anything.
He tosses it to the ground.
Oh, sorry.
Ruby pulls out a tablet of her own and starts scrolling through things, and she says, "Okay, your contracts," and she turns to each of you and has you sign your individual contracts. For anybody that is curious about what was going on with that kid, you can go ahead and roll an insight check.
Everyone, is that okay?
I'll say yeah.
Okay.
I'd have no reason to.
Okay.
That seems like a nice kid, 8.
Dirty 20.
Okay. When she hands the tablet to you, and you sort of look rather down at the assistant, for a half second, her eyes glowed that same color.
Oh.
And she, okay, so
The assistant tried to kill me.
all of you sign your
She
contract.
might be her
The
sister.
professor sort of was like, "Okay, so yes, you're all hired. You start early tomorrow. My algorithm should have a job for you by then, but we'll see. If not, we can sit around and have coffee and donuts until then."
That sounds great.
Just one question. What time are we supposed to be showing up?
Same time?
He sort of thinks for a second, and he's like, 5 a.m. No, no. 8 a.m. 8 a.m.
Well,
That's a soft 8 a.m., right?
He says 8:30.
Once again, soft, right?
I'll have enough time for my morning jog.
He sort of shrugs and goes, sure. And behind him, Ruby's just doing this.
9:30.
And we'll leave it there.
Yay.
oh my gosh.
That was a lot of fun, guys. I love your
Oh.
characters so much. I do apologize. I know that having the house guests was a little distracting at some points, but altogether it was still a lot of fun.
That was great.
Oh, good.
I mean, I'm hella used to it because I've got my two, but
That's fair.
It was wonderful. All good beans.
Hey, Kevin, we all died.
So
Hey,
fun.
Kevin,
Kevin!
it was a
Kevin!
it was a TBK.
so like I like to think that in the postscript, as we're walking out of the building,
Mhm.
and it's like he's waving goodbye to us, like, well, I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow. And then slowly we realize that we're all walking in the same direction home.
Yep.
And then we're all getting to that apartment complex door, like, it's not funny, guys.
Weirdos walking
Nobody's saying anything. We just all think everybody else is playing a prank on him.
You guys do eventually come to realize that of the apartments in this building, apparently all of you do live in the same couple of floors. Maybe not all of you on the exact same floor, but definitely all within like a 5-minute elevator ride of.
Nice.
Isn't that a daisy?
Yeah.
Barkley's holding his suit, and it folded under one of his arms, one of his bone arms. Still in his swimsuit on the way home. He's probably more dressed than most Restless are. I think about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Good for him. Sammy would have changed out of her magic girl outfit though.
Okay.
Before they left.
Is that a bear? Sorry, that's for the chat.
Ah! This is
Yeah.
unbearable. Stop it.
The freeze frame of this one is the like looking around, be like, wait, you guys live on this floor too? Does anybody have any announcements? What everybody's doing on the following week or so?
On Sunday, I play on Dungeon Academy on Power Score RPG. I play a cute little gnome named Lily Starbit, and I would love to see you all there. We're going to have our beach episode, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. A lot of drama. It's going to be
Oh.
great. That's it.
I know Lluis is about to clock out because it's like 4 in the morning or
Yeah.
whatever where he's
I
at.
mean, well, no, it's 5:30 a.m.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
My brain kind of died at 5. It's like
I totally understand. I apologize for keeping you up so late. I just wanted to get the last one out.
yeah, it's okay. It was super fun. And well, next week I will be drawing like every week. So I don't know, check me on Twitter.
Awesome.
Cool.
Scotty, I know we have some stuff tomorrow.
Do our new players got anything that you're doing within the next week that you'd want to tell everybody as a plug? Maybe you're doing like maybe where to follow you or stuff like that.
Well, every Monday, I'm part of a stream group called Critical Role. It's difficult to pronounce. Not to be mistaken with Critical Role. It's still played in the Tal'Dorei world. Because the DM recently went back to school, we're taking his semester off and doing a series of one-shots. And we should be, yes, Critical Role, because Critical Role fans are called critters. It's a difficult name to pronounce, and we screw up every single time. And it's 9 p.m. CDT on Critical Role. Post the link in the Discord when it goes up.
Cool.
Cool.
Tomorrow we have Trackless Sea here. I'm excited. Our squishy wizard is unconscious and at 0 hit points and in the ethereal plane, and we're fighting to, what are they, Zill something?
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm scared. Yeah. We're boned.
Red reptilian guys with 4 arms.
I really hope that Varth prepared plane shift this morning.
Oh, somebody has some sad news.
Yeah. And then Sunday is Dragon Heist Waterdeep now, where we decide to do a job for the Black Network because that could never go poorly.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
We're not being trolled totally.
Yeah.
We're fighting a troll. So.
And before we pack up, if that's all the announcements, does everybody want to go around and say their name and their Twitter handle? Because I know that we had a handful of new people watching stream today.
Okay.
Okay.
I can start. I'm Kat. I'm the GM. I am Sun's stepchild on Twitter. You can follow me. I post a shitload of nerdy D&D things.
Okay. I'm Scott, also known as Scotty Hood on the internet. My Twitter tag, and I think I got everybody's Twitter tag correctly in the overlay right below us. Mine's kind of difficult to tell with the font, but that's _H00D, not HOOD. And yeah, I post stuff about when we play Retroverse and all that, so that'd be cool.
I'm Aya. I'm Aya Golder on Twitter. I draw many cute girls, including Sammi. Mostly Sammi. It's just Sammi. So if you want more Sammi in your life, come yell at me over there.
Isn't she like 20% Sammy because she's a gnome? She's like,
It's very much Sammi. Lilia hurts way at the bottom there because he's a garbage troll.
Oh. That's not nice. Okay. I'm Jesse. I'm at Backchan on Twitter. Mostly I just retweet all these crazy people and occasionally offer up random ass puns or strange shower thoughts.
Okay, so I am Lluis Abadias. It's written down here. I cannot spell right now, so go there. And I basically draw stuff that glows, so go follow me.
Yeah.
glows in more ways than one.
For those who hadn't picked up on it, the wonderful and terrifying art of the bugs and the Medusa was done by Lluis. Although we sadly had to censor it because Twitch.
Do those really count as nipples, though?
We didn't want to test it.
Yeah. Let's not find out the hard way.
I don't think they are, but better safe than sorry.
That's
Fair enough.
I mean, if we were on Tumblr, we would have been just gone.
I mean, that's true, but
yeah. I don't know. I sent that art to Reese, and I'm like, I don't know if we can put this into the test wave. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, this is not nudity. And I'm like, well, okay, if you say so. I mean, I know what I draw.
That's fair, because in the monster manual, I'm sure there's a couple succubi with like titties.
yeah.
No.
I feel like the harpy might be close to that.
Yeah.
I know the OG like first and second ed manuals were much more.
First and second ed, they didn't care about censoring unless it was a demon or devil, in which case, no, it has to be a totally different name.
I mean, it was the 80s.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about it.
Dudes.
Real quick, Morgan, did you want to give your Twitter and?
Yeah, I'm Morgan. I tweet under Wizarding Orc. I mainly tweet D&D stuff and puns and retweet all that stuff, but you'll find the odd conspiracy theory or two under there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I believe Reese didn't go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm Reese. I'm at Pieces on Twitter. I don't do much of anything except retweet and share Lluis's art and some of the other art by everyone here. But if you want to swing by and
Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to follow.
Yeah.
Sure. And the one announcement that I forgot to mention, be tuned next week on Friday for the first session of the corruption version of this game, where all of the players are playing in the corruption-infused city of Del Diablo. And that one's going to be run by Kevin. I'm very excited for it.
We're going to have to kill them all, aren't we?
If you're into or want to be depressed, come join us next Friday.
We're the happy.
They're probably going to have a lot of fun, though.
This is the Sunshine Gang over here, and they're all like emo and gloomy.
I don't know. My Trog is pretty cheery.
Oh, I love it.
I really hope that your Trog and Simon get to meet, because Simon speaks Trog.
That's so specific.
That is the other benefit of following us on Twitter. A lot of us, I know a lot of people in the D&D sphere has seen it going around. The questionnaire about your PCs, I know a couple of my players have already filled those out regarding their PCs. So if you're looking for a little behind the scenes info, there you go.
I think I'm about 16 out of 30 right now. I know Lluis, yours went to 40 or something.
Yeah, I did the first 15, and I don't want to do the rest.
It starts getting into family and things after that. It's just oh my god, they don't need to know this.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I got
some secrets in there. I don't want to talk about that just yet.
You fill out everything, and then you just put in brackets redacted.
I got the family with Barkley, and I'm like, he's a skeleton.
But I'm there's just some things that are plot relevant, I don't want to give away my whole hand before I even started playing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
just give away what you want to give away.
So our next game will be 2 weeks from now on the 19th, correct?
I'm so sad.
Correct.
It's going to be 2 weeks from now. I can't wait that long.
I mean, we have that alternating schedule with track with C and Morcus as well. So this will just be like that.
Well, thank you everyone who joined and watched.
Yes.
Yay.
And the bits.
Yes, that was awesome.
Fantastic.
That did help a lot.
It really did.
Okay.
I forgot I had that inspiration. Otherwise, I would have used it.
Oh.
Is he able to keep it for next time?
We'll see ya. Write it down.
If it rolls over, then that's great. I'll use it.
Okay.
Yeah. The chat is starting to bear pun again.
Oh no.
Get out, abort!
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ciao.